of waves of missile barrages here as sirens wailed from the north to the south. We know that one projectile got through the missile defenses and struck about halfway between Tel Aviv here and the Gaza Strip. No reports of injuries.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. Russia meeting with Iran's foreign minister today, while saying it deeply regrets and condemns the U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. Oklahoma City wins the NBA championship, defeating Indiana Pacers in 7 games. The Thunder are the second youngest team in league history to win a title, the youngest team ever, the 1977 Portland Trail Blazers. America's listening to Fox News.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good June run with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings with condition. We expect to sell 850 head, breaking down like this: 75 to 100 weighing cows and bulls, 75 to 100 pairs of bred cows, 650 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 51 calves, Guadalupe Mountain Farms, Sierra Blanca, Texas, X-quality 90% black white face Angus, medium condition, 550 pounds. 15 steer calves, the Munson Brothers, Hagerman, New Mexico, X-quality red white face English crossbred calves, Bow-Shield Gold, one shot, 7-way, 450. 550 pounds. 17 calves and light yearlings, Derek Jenkins, Seminole, Texas, excellent quality black white face Angus crossbreds, shots at Brandon, 650 pounds. 28 calves, JTL Guadalupe Ranch, Del City, Texas, good quality black white face Angus crossbreds, thin condition, 450 pounds. 15 calves, Mr. Pete Miranda, San Antonio, New Mexico, X-quality black Angus crossbreds, cattle weaned 100 days, 2 rounds of shots, 550 pounds. 47 calves and yearlings, Kincaid Brothers, Pinon, New Mexico, good quality black Brangus crossbreds, cattle weaned 30 plus days, 1 round of shots, 275, 675 pounds, thin condition. 31 calves, Robert Layton, Seminole, Texas, excellent quality black, medium condition. They're Angus calves, 750 pounds, and 31 calves, the Wigwam Ranch, San Lorenzo, New Mexico, good quality black Angus crossbreds, Bow-Shield Gold, 7-way, thin condition, 450 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings near 10 to 10:15. Fairly short on weigh cows. Be on pairs and breds pretty quick. We expect to sell 850 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
This is Danny Rose, Premier Ford Lincoln, and it's hot outside right now, I'm telling you. And the prices have never been hotter on our 2024 last of the year Super Duties. That's right, we got about 20 coming, 3 truckloads, 4 truckloads, and we got to get rid of them really quick. We got 20 days to get rid of them. Some of the best prices ever, up to $10,000 on Super Duty. If you've been looking, you got to take advantage of this situation right now. 575-393-6176. That's our number. Ask about the Super Duty Sizzling Summer Sale. Come check us out over here in the Hobbs, America.
Everyone is a kid at Cliffs.
I'm a Cliffs kid. My mom was a Cliffs kid. My dad was a Cliffs kid. My brother and sister are Cliffs kids. Even my grandma was a Cliffs kid.
Be a kid.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Over 30 rides and attractions makes Cliffs a blast for everyone. You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Be one with fun!
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Team up to clean up in Jowl this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Lee County, in partnership with the Bureau of Land Management and Chevron, bring you this free community cleanup in Jowl, June the 20th through the 23rd from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 3421 New Mexico Highway 18. Bring your yard trimmings, weeds, trash, furniture, mattresses, wood, sheetrock, carpeting, passenger tires, tree limbs, appliances, metal, cardboard, batteries, to this cleanup. There are some non-acceptable materials and no commercial business contractors. This is for Lee County residents only, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3421 New Mexico Highway 18. Team up to clean up in Jowl.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. Your forecast for southeast New Mexico, and the big story will be the possibility of flooding rains down 285, starting with Roswell with temperatures in the middle 80s and an 80% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Carlsbad Artesia has a 70% chance for thunderstorms today, with temperatures in the upper 80s and 85 degrees in our studios in Lovington, with flooding possible even in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Brilliant. Gay. Interesting. Smart. Silly. Rocket ship. Weird. Cruel. Like a dreamsicle. Corn pudding. Be careful what you wish for.
You are listening to Planet Earth's greatest morning show.
Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Welcome to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford in Hobbs, New Mexico. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain Promise. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now. 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Hit the damn button.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know, but today is National Pink Day.
Today is National Pink Day.
Pink? It's my favorite color.
Well, pink's my favorite color, too.
That's my favorite color.
We get it. Your favorite color is pink.
Today is National Pink Day. It's a day set aside to celebrate the color pink.
I'd like to wish everyone out there a very happy National Pink Day today.
Showtime!
Kevin?
I want to recognize the pilots who flew those bombers, who flew those fighters, who flew those refuelers, warriors. I want to recognize the sailors on those destroyers, in those subs, on those carriers, warriors, all of them. I want to recognize our soldiers doing air defense, base defense, QRF, warriors, all of them. Every American involved in this operation performed flawlessly.
God bless America and God bless you this morning. No, it's not the beginning of World War III. It's not. Sorry to tell you. It's not the beginning of World War III. I had to hear it all day today, but it's okay because I got big, broad American shoulders. It's not the beginning of World War III. We'll talk about it. Monica, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you send Jen a message and let her know the question of the day is about bombing Iran? Are you okay with the bombing Iran? I forgot to send her the message early this morning. So if you would do that. Blake, how are you doing this morning?
Fantastic.
So what's your thoughts on what happened over the weekend? I was quite surprised that the information didn't leak out.
Yeah, that was the really good thing is our military is back to being our military. Everyone involved in that operation, and remember, they had to refuel twice, and they gave false flight plans, like they were headed to Guam, and they really weren't, and all of that was kept a secret. They pulled it off. No one leaked anything, which hasn't been the case in recent years.
No, and you know, the other great thing is that stealth bombers really are stealth.
Yeah.
Did you see Iran shooting at the bombers?
Not a shot. Nope.
Not a shot, not one shot at our bombers. Those things look so cool. Just the way they fly. I don't know if you saw them flying back yesterday, and pretty cool the way that happened. So,
well, and the other thing is that with Iran, they didn't kill any civilians.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That was all military targets.
So the question that, and we'll do a deep dive into it, but the questions I have, why would you hide nuclear, if it was only for energy purposes, why would you hide it 3,000 feet below the ground?
Because it wasn't for energy purposes.
And if it's for energy purposes, it doesn't have to be 60%. It only has to be 10%.
Yep.
So there are so many holes in this story. And no, you guys didn't hit it. You didn't hit it. We had moved it. Oh, like we didn't have satellites watching beforehand. Come on.
It's not like you can just put it all in a truck and go.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, look, today I go to the gym and it's like the UN in there. I've got multiple Germans, I've got French, and a guy from Sweden, all giving me crap. I walked in the gym, bomb, 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 I ran because I knew it was coming. But they all were talking crap, and I'm just like, look, we're self-sufficient in America. We don't care about the rest of you idiots. We don't. I hate to tell you, I don't care what's good for you. All we care what is good for America, making America great again. Germans, you gave up on your own. Yep. You went and joined the European Union. You can't even make a decision on your own. Mm-hmm. Sweden, you never joined in the fight, so get out of the fight.
Right.
Yep.
And come on. Italy, get on out of here.
How
many times we got to save? How many times we got to save France and Italy?
We just keep doing
World War I, World War II. Come on. So I love something Donald Trump said at the G7 summit. I didn't have this. I'm going to play it this morning. He called them a bunch of hypocrites. I'll get to that. Tweet of the day this morning. I ain't Mexican. I'm American. I will play this from a guy named Nino America. If you aren't following him on TikTok, you ought to follow him. He drives a truck in the oil patch out of Midland, and he is spot on with a lot of things that he has to say. Monica, you're going to enjoy this. All right, 612 morning show.
Is he black?
Morning show. No, he's actually he's a Hispanic dude.
Oh.
I think I am following him because if you've shared something
Nino?
from him,
See, I'm trying. There's a guy like that. I can't remember his name, and I was trying to remember if that was him or not. I'll know when I hear the voice in a little bit.
Yeah, Nino. All right, morning show this morning, 877-396-W105. Text line this morning being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, Avenue D in Lovington. They've got the large truck parts, auto parts. They've got them all. Question of the day this morning. What do you think about the bombing of Iran? I would love to hear from you this morning. Right choice? Wrong choice? We did the poll once on Friday. It said 80% of Americans, Republicans and Democrats, did not want the nukes in Iran. Trump took care of that for you. Not an issue. We're being powered by our buddies at Permian Ford. Go in there and talk to Daniel today about a car or truck, new or pre-owned, and we're broadcasting from the end of the Mountain Gods studio. Windows Day, International Windows Day, Let It Go Day, National Detroit-style Pizza Day, Hydration Day, Pecan Sandies Day, Pink Day, Pink Flamingo Day, Runner's Selfie Day, SAT Math Day, and Typewriter Day. So hydration so important. Do you know that like 70% of people with high blood pressure is brought on because they're not hydrated?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So my word of advice, and I never have done this in my entire life, is potassium and magnesium, and I take my Celtic salt, and all of that combined, and lemon combined, will keep you hydrated. So if you stay hydrated, life is much better.
Yes.
Especially without the blood pressure.
And
Over the weekend,
and if you're hydrated, it also leads to better other things.
It does. It does. So hydration so important on a National Hydration Day. Over the weekend, President Trump launched strikes against the nuclear facilities in Iran. And I got to admit that this is kind of refreshing to me, President Trump attacking Iran. I mean, usually he's attacking CNN and, CBS, but attacking Iran is much, much better. And the Democrats are very upset, saying they want to impeach him. But we have to remind them that this is not the first time this has been done. And what the hell is the matter with Massey from Kentucky? Have you noticed the representatives from Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
You guys really, you got two guys, Massey and the brain dead.
It's almost like he got bought off by the other side when Trump overlooked him for some stuff. I don't know.
He look, and I'll play the cut coming up in just a second. Barack Obama, 500 times they bombed a bunch of different countries,
Libya,
not just Iran.
Barack Obama, Libya, Syria, Iraq, Somalia, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Pakistan.
Here's Barack Obama doing the exact same thing that Donald Trump did. You guys didn't say a word. Nothing.
Last night, on my orders, America's armed forces began strikes against ISIL targets in Syria. Today, I authorized 2 operations in Iraq. Targeted airstrikes to protect our American personnel and a humanitarian effort to help save thousands of Iraqi civilians.
So what is the and look, Obama wasn't the first. Bush did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say Bush Sr. and Clinton, they all did the same thing. And
so did Joe Biden.
Section, yeah, no doubt. This is under Section 2. Biden did it just a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that is new. Here's what Trump said yesterday. It's not much different than what Obama said back when Obama was in office.
The military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
So Iran came back and said, you started it, but we will finish it. They said it.
Yep.
So wait, no, and all these people are coming out saying Trump was right. Some people that I'm a little surprised. I mean, look, Bolton, I expected Bolton to say Trump made the right decision.
Right.
Bolton was the security advisor for the first term. I expected that of him.
National Security Advisor from his first term, Ambassador John Bolton. Mr. Ambassador, so grateful to see you. Thank you for being here. Were you surprised that President Trump took such decisive action?
Well, let me say this unequivocally. I think President Trump made the right decision for America to attack Iran's nuclear weapons program. And I think we're on the verge of potentially seeing regime change in Iran as part of that. I think this is a huge change in the Middle East. It was a decisive action. It was the right thing to do. I thought somebody should do it for a long time, but better late than never.
I mean, the problem with the waiting, we waited with North Korea and they got nukes.
Mm-hmm.
We never, ever want that to happen. Marco Rubio went on CBS with Margaret Brenner. It's amazing that Margaret Brenner thinks that she is the Secretary of State and knows better than Marco Rubio, but never fear, Marco Rubio put her right in her place. Like, wait a second.
No, it's not. The political decision had not I know that better than you know that, and I know that that's not the case. But I'm asking you whether the order was given.
And the people who say that, it doesn't matter if the order was given. They have everything they need to build nuclear weapons. Why would you bury things in a mountain, 300 feet under the ground?
Right.
Why would you bury why do they have 60% enriched uranium? You don't need 60% enriched uranium. The only countries in the world that have uranium at 60% are countries that have nuclear weapons. Because they can quickly make it 90. They have all the elements. They have. Why do they have a space program? Is Iran going to go to the moon? No, they're trying to build an ICBM.
No, but that's a question. That's a question of intent, and you know, in the intelligence assessment that it was that Iran wanted to be a threshold state and use this leverage. I'm talking about the public March assessment, and that's why I was asking you if you know something more from March.
But that's also an inaccurate representation of it. That's inaccurate.
I love Marco Rubio. That's my pick for the next president following Trump. And I know he's run before. And I have nothing against, I have nothing against Vance, but I just think Marco is more mature and more ready at this point in the venture. Yeah, let J.D. Vance wait a couple years. And you know, it's amazing. Chris Christie. Has Chris Christie been a follower of Donald Trump in the last 4 years? No, he hates Donald Trump. But listen what Chris Christie had to say.
The president deserves an enormous amount of credit. This is against type for him. I'm sure it was a difficult decision. But what I think his analysis was he cannot live with a nuclear weaponed Iran.
There you go. And so Chris Christie applauding Donald Trump for the efforts. And then you have people like Van Jones, the progressive Van Jones. Monica, you probably don't remember this, but Van Jones was one of the first czars for under Obama.
Oh, okay.
He went on CNN and he basically said that he has no problem.
Progressives underestimate how dangerous Iran is. Iran is not a normal country. Normal countries don't blind women because they showed some hair. They don't empower little gangs and proxies to surround a country and fire rockets and rape people. So Iran, the two things are clear. The what, they cannot have a bomb, and the why, because they say death to America, death to Israel, and death to all the Jews. One of those should offend you if you're progressive.
Yeah, I agree. To me, all of them offend the hell out of me. And Representative Lawler from, I think he is from Utah, had this to say about the bombing of Iran. I always want to say Iraq, but it's Iran. Well, we bombed both of them in the past.
Members, that the president gave Iran the opportunity to negotiate an end to their nuclear program. He gave them 60 days. They refused to act. On day 61, Israel took action, and the United States finished the job. And I think what folks should remember is that President Trump did not start this. He did not ask for it. He wanted to give peace a chance. He wanted to give diplomacy a chance. Iran chose not to. They chose to continue to pursue nuclear weapons, and now they deal with the consequences of that. So this was a remarkable mission. Our military deserves all of the credit. It was perfectly executed, and the president made the right decision.
Amen.
And you said through Article 2 plus multiple AMUFs, he had the Constitution behind him to do that. Great to see you.
So, Blake, what's your thought about this being unconstitutional?
Okay, look, this is very cut and dried. Anyone like AOC that thinks this is unconstitutional just doesn't have the brain power to understand what constitutional is. Yeah. Remember, he's the president. He is the commander in chief. He has the authority to conduct military actions. That's what he has. He does not have the power to declare war, and he did not declare war. This was a military action. Just like Barack Obama ordering the SEALs to go in and take out Osama bin Laden.
Right.
Now, according to these brain surgeons like AOC, Barack Obama should have gone to Congress and asked permission to go do a military operation.
And let's put it on TV.
Yeah.
Let it leak on TV. Let's put it out.
There's a reason why you have a commander-in-chief and not a group like Congress having to oversee every single military action.
Agree. I agree. 100%. Monica, we'll go to the text. We got to get the update on the price of oil. We'll see if the price of oil has gone up. Also, they're talking about shutting down the Straits of Hormuz. We'll talk about that. And Wheel of Fortune got a big boost. I'll tell you why coming up this morning. We got a lot of things to talk about. Congratulations going out to Oklahoma Thunder. First time they have won the NBA championship. They did that over the weekend. And congratulations going out to the LSU Tigers getting another College World Series championship in men's baseball. I think that's 6. I think they are tied for the most since the beginning of time. 6.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
That's on my bucket list. I might fulfill that next year, going to the College World Series.
Okay.
And doing the show from there. I'm hoping maybe.
That'd be fun.
I think it would be too. All right, let me do a quick check of the weather. Monica will come back to the text 626 morning show this morning, being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew, District 61, reminding you that this governor continues to attack our way of life. I'm going to tell you about a story. You know, the governor is supposed to be transparent, deleting emails. What's she hiding? Right. What is she hiding? So we'll get to that story. But look, Randy Pettigrew doing everything that he possibly can do to make sure that our way of life is sacred in New Mexico, that our constitutional rights, not only federal, but our state constitutional rights are followed in this state. Trying to protect this oil and gas industry. And let's just face it, without oil and gas in New Mexico, this state would be in a world of trouble, especially now that this governor has every year added to the budget a minimum of 5%. It's more like 10%, but we'll just call it 5%.
Yeah.
Every year adding 5% to the budget.
At least.
That's reoccurring debt.
At least.
Is a fast track to kill your state.
Well, yeah.
Without oil and gas industry, and Randy is a huge backer of the oil and gas industry. Look, he comes out with a newsletter, and especially when they're in session, he'll keep you abreast of what bills got out of committee, what bills passed. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. 50% chance of rain this afternoon. High today, 88. Sunny skies this morning. 50% chance of rain tonight. Overnight low 69. Tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny in southeast New Mexico at a high of 88. Little different picture in Ruidoso in Lincoln County. A 90% chance of rain throughout the day. 80 for the high. Flood watch in effect for Ruidoso and Lincoln County. 60% chance of rain tonight. 100% chance of rain tomorrow. 80% chance of rain tomorrow night. I'm looking throughout the rest of the week, and we have rain with a flash flood watch in effect for Lincoln County. And sunny skies in Albuquerque this morning, 95, and then 30% chance of rain tonight, 66, 80% chance of rain Tuesday, and rain throughout the rest of the week. in Albuquerque. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns. Zia Guns, check them out today. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, and shotguns. Looking for personal protection. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Find the right gun today at Zia Guns. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Let them tune up your bow. They have a huge selection of ammo and everything that you need. Expert staff. Their number 575-622-0023. They offer great customer service. Go talk to Miss Amanda and her gang. Look, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed Saturday, always open on Sunday, of course. 6:30, Monica, text line.
Artesia Tom fan is saying, thank God for Donald Trump this morning. Yes, thank God for him. And we need to keep praying for him. Smokey in Arizona said, good morning, guys. And Monica, I have no problem with Trump having our military bombing Iran. They wanted to FA and they FO. Mike from Edgewood said nothing leaked because the socialists, a.k.a. Democrats, weren't told about the operation till after the missions.
Amen.
And Blake Wannabe said the best Trump quote was, I was the hunted, now I'm the hunter.
Yeah.
Cole Hanlon is asking, is there any truth to a post saying that Yemen has joined with Iran and plans to close the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, that was the talk. They were supposed to be voting. Iran was supposed to be voting. What's the percentage of oil that comes through the strait?
It's like 70%, something like that.
No, of the world oil?
Yeah. That leaves.
I thought it was much less than that.
No, from the Middle East, almost all of it goes through there.
Well, I'm not worried about them.
Obama actually
I said that in jest. I'm just joking.
Obama actually bombed a total of over 2,000 times in the Middle East.
Sure did.
And hey, now, I'm from Kentucky, and is like New Mexico. There's Louisville, and then there's the rest of the state. Massey is the next MC McConnell.
He's the next McConnell. Yeah,
that's a really good
That's
point.
The problem.
That's a really good point, though. Maybe all those lobbyists that got to McConnell are all now moving to Massey.
Sure.
Mm.
Think about that. That's kind of a good point.
And know the facts, Jody sent in a little quote. It says, Trump didn't declare war. The president has authority to conduct military action as commander-in-chief.
Exactly.
In 2016 alone, Obama dropped 26,171 bombs, yet Democrats still claim he never started a war.
Well, he didn't.
Some good facts, Jody.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's almost, the exact same thing.
So was Tulsi Gabbard given the wrong info when she said Iran was not starting up their nuclear program?
I don't know. What information was she given? And how do you know what the information she
spoke
got?
out on Thursday and Friday and said that her quote was taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
And how many times
but my question
does liberals...
Yeah.
How many times they take stuff out of context?
Oh. Well,
many times. She said she stands with the president. By the way, I just looked. 20% of the world oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz.
Interesting.
Okay.
Big Papi is chanting USA, USA, USA. And LSU has won 8 College World Series.
8. Oh, my bad. Yeah.
And this will be the last one. We'll end with this one. These Dems that are wanting to impeach Trump, at what point do we consider them tyrannical and rid the world of them?
I got a bigger question. Who was saying that they wanted to kill Donald Trump? All these assassination plots point back to one country. What country is that? Iran. Yeah. So Saturday, I woke up early to watch the LSU baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
And when they won that game, it was a great game. It was 1-0. But when they won that game, you could see the face of Eastern of Central Carolina, because they had won 21 games straight. And you could just see that it's like the energy drained from their face. So when you have teams that, win that many games in a row and then all of a sudden lose, I said, LSU's going to come back and win this. Mm-hmm. And because the faith wasn't, it was just like they were broken at that point. So great series. I didn't watch NBA. I started watching a new show on Netflix called Waterfront. I think that's the name of it. Let me check. Okay. Because I am notorious giving you the wrong damn name. It's about drug smuggling.
Oh, okay. On the water or what? Yeah. North Carolina. So
somewhere in the desert.
It's where they bring the cocaine in, and I think it's called Water. Yeah, the Waterfront. Yeah, that's what it is. Gotcha. Smuggling the drugs through a fish house. Oh, wow. Imagine that. Yeah.
Didn't they bust one of those not that long ago?
Oh, I'm sure. Ago? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So 20% of the world's oil coming through the Straits of Hormuz, and they're talking about, so now they're tripling the chant, "Death to America." And like I told the foreigners today, we've got our own oil and gas. We're good. As long as we continue to pump our gas, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Wheel of Fortune got a ratings boost. First season, Ryan Seacrest, the average 7.9 million viewers. That's about 74,000 viewers up from the previous year. And Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx, now known as FedEx Corp, he took FedEx and he revolutionized the way packages were delivered. Right. He passed away. He was 80 years old. He is a veteran and a guy that was in the military for years and saw a way to make shipping so much better. And he beat the pants off the Postal Service. And so he passed away at 80. Of course, he hasn't owned the company in a number of years. He was still a huge shareholder, but that's a private company. For a while there, it was not a private company. It was a family company. And Mikhail Baker, the Georgia Burger King worker who still wearing his high school graduation medals and the whole work. Did you see that story? It was up on TikTok.
He had to get to work.
Oh, yeah.
So he left the graduation ceremony in a hurry. Yeah. Still had all his stuff on.
Yeah. So he and somebody did a GoFundMe account for him, and he now has $231,000 to spend on college.
That is awesome.
You know what's more refreshing? You got a kid that is responsible and said, "I got to get to work."
Yep.
I ain't got time to play around. I got to get to work. So his goal, he wants to become an auto mechanic and open up his shop one day.
How neat.
That is a super, super cool story.
Yeah.
All right. Iran has said, you started it. We're going to end it. Blake, 1,500 individuals from Iran led in the country from Iran, let in through Biden, and many of them on the terrorist watch list, and we let them walk right in.
Yeah.
At times, I say, well, we got sleeper cells probably in this country.
Oh, probably all
but
over.
We also have, we also have 80 to 90,000 sleeper cells called patriots in this country.
Well, if they do something, I mean, like we had the example over the weekend at that church, and we're going to talk about that story a little bit.
Yeah.
But so many times, and I heard this during the pandemic. Oh, they can never shut us all down. We'll stand up. Nobody stood up. Seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, you had some individuals like, well, I'm not going to wear a mask and I'm not going to do this.
Right. Yeah.
But no one stood up.
Right. We just got along to get along.
Right.
So where have they said that these sleeper cells are located?
Everywhere.
I mean, this is the problem with the immigration system under Biden, is that we didn't keep up with these people.
Right.
So we have no idea where they are. That's the problem. Do you know, under the current immigration system, that the immigration is supposed to know exactly where you are at all times. When you come to the country, they say, if you're traveling, you're supposed to check in and let them know that you're traveling so that you move to a different location.
Right.
But we just willy-nilly let all these people in the country. We have no idea where they are. We can't keep up with 300,000 kids that are missing. Pretty sane. So Trump did talk about regime change. Look, the people of Iraq need to make regime change. I am done with the day that America does regime changes. I don't even want to get involved in that. That would include boots on the ground. I don't want a part of that.
Right.
We have lost too many great men and women fighting the wars of other people. If Iran wants regime change, they need to be part of the regime change. They're the ones that need to pull the trigger.
Look, if there's going to be a regime change, I can't talk. Then that needs to start in Iran. It needs to be an Iranian thing, and we don't need to have anything to do with it.
No, we don't need to do any. We don't have nothing to do with that. All right, 641. We got a lot of things to get to. Looks like The View begging Barack Obama to step up his attacks on Donald Trump.
What?
Who is Barack Obama? He's a former president. What's he going to do to a sitting president? But
he is very heavily involved in the opposition.
Yeah, I know. Ana Navarro desperately wants President Barack Obama, like he's the savior, to step back into the political arena and battle Donald Trump. It's time to put Donald Trump back in his place. Whatever. Minnesota assassin suspect blames Tim Walz for killing the people in a confession letter. Did you see part of that?
I did see that.
Who is it that supposedly was on the hit list because Tim Walz wanted him to kill her?
Well, there was a whole bunch.
He had like a ton of people on his list.
But specifically, I'm talking about the U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar.
Oh, yeah, so
supposedly,
he could take her place.
Tim Walz.
Yeah,
Tim Walz wanted him to take Amy Klobuchar out so Tim Walz could run for her U.S. Senate seat.
Yep.
Does that surprise you in any way, shape, or form?
No.
That's different. Just a tad bit different.
No, I think that's how that side operates.
Yeah, maybe. What's your thought on Greg Abbott vetoing the Texas bill banning THC products? So the governor vetoed the bill yesterday.
I think he did the right thing. I really do. Because Dan Patrick, who led the fight on to do that, to do the THC ban.
Right.
They've been friends for a long, long time, right?
But
it's wrong for Texas. And I think Greg Abbott was like, this is going to go way beyond. This isn't a strict ban, right? This is going to hurt industries in Texas, the hemp industry in particular. And if you look
not only that, it would affect the medical marijuana programs in Texas.
Yes.
Because Texas does have medical marijuana.
Yes.
And so it would affect the Well, it would affect. Now,
and again,
I do believe that there should be age requirements and restrictions in place.
Sure.
To buy THC consumables and that type of stuff, but
it really didn't solve anything, and it was going to open up a whole bunch of problems. And
I agree.
And I think this is where you have an executive of a state that says, okay, I'm going to veto this because it's not going to solve any problems, and it's going to open up a whole lot of other ones.
Sure.
And I think Dan Patrick has future aspirations to be maybe governor one day.
Sure.
I think relatively soon he would like to be governor.
Well, I don't. Maybe. I mean,
I'm not hating on him for that. All right, we're going to talk about a landlord charged with murder after he did what with a baseball bat? I'll get to that, and another baby taken from us. We'll talk about that, and we'll get to the secret email purging by the governor. And Nino America's coming up with the tweet of the day. Let's check the text line, being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. You can find them at 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. Farm and ranch supplies, Western wear. They've got all your feed for your animals. They're your certified Purina dealer. They've got everything. Look, if you live on a farm or a ranch, they have trailers, tack, plumbing supplies, hardware supplies, fencing supplies. And like I said, your certified Purina dealer. Looking good Western wear and work clothes. They've got it all. Go to the website, RoswellLivestock.com, or visit them in person at 1105 East 2nd. Roswell also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Monica, it's 646.
Anti-Trump leftist is chiming in this morning and says nobody took anything out of context. Gabbard said it clearly. And, of course, she's not going to go against Taco. We've seen what happens to anyone that opposes him. I'm pretty sure she would love to keep her job. Smokey in Arizona said...
Would you go against your boss?
No. No.
Love the respect you show there for the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Would you go against your boss?
The office of the president.
He would have quit his job to go protest. Why can't I say that right? Protest.
We all have something going on this morning.
Protest. Yeah.
I'm rubbing off on you already. I know.
Listen, I've been up since 2 a.m. I'll tell y'all why in a minute. But B, did you also know that the founder of FedEx presented that idea in college, and his professor told him it was a bad idea and it would never succeed? He gave him a failing grade on that proposal, so he had to make a liar out of that professor.
That's an awesome story.
Wow.
That's a great way to start.
And my daughter bought 2 tickets for $400 that were 15 rows up and about 10 feet left of the first baseline for yesterday's game. Right I told her she should have added a 0 to that and sold them for a little higher. After the game, she goes across the state line to a casino and hits for a little over $1,600 on her 8th spin. And they comped her 3 nights there. Wow, your daughter had a good weekend.
That's the way to do it.
The citizens of Iran can't pull the trigger because they are not allowed to have guns, said a texter. Imagine that. Uncle Mike said Waterfront and Blind Spot on Netflix are great shows.
Yeah, I haven't Blind Spot.
Blind Spot, I haven't heard of that one. And B, Waterfront is an awesome show. It is based on a true story.
Oh, wow.
Really?
PT's loyal customer says, yay, you guys are back on YouTube.
Yep.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We actually were last week, too.
Good morning.
But I would still say go watch on Rumble or X or one of the other ones because, as soon as we say something YouTube doesn't like, they're going to do it again.
Good morning. Is it true that Trump banned permanent residents to leave the U.S. and if they do leave, they won't be able to come back?
No.
I haven't heard anything like that.
That he banned them to leave, but if they leave, they won't be able to come back. Is that what he said?
Yes.
No. If you're a permanent resident and don't break the law, you have no issues.
Right.
You won't have any issues.
Right.
But the key is don't break the law.
Yep.
I laughed at all of the TikTok comments from the left over the weekend telling MAGA to go enlist for war. We got this. We aren't going to send the blue-haired warriors and pregnant men to fight if we ever go to war.
Thank you. I mean, you think we're counting on the left to fight a war? Come on. You don't even know what a man or a woman is.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen.
This is the last one. Mexican truck driver says Trump is a great chess player. Indeed. I completely agree. This is what I said all weekend long. He said 2 weeks and then bam. I love it, says Mexican truck driver.
I gave you 60 days. You didn't do it. So we'll talk about the landlord that gave somebody 30 days and they didn't do it, and he did something completely different. We'll get to that.
I just want to go back to, we have the disrespectful leftist there against the office of the president and saying taco, and that stands for Trump always chickens out. Well, he obviously didn't this time, did he?
Evidently didn't chicken out. He warned him. So mark that one down. So I guess that doesn't work. I guess that nickname doesn't work. All right, let me get to the tweet of the day being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They offer dry cleaning, pressing, starching. They can wash, dry, and fold all your clothes. Look, they have coin-operated machines at all 3 of their locations. But if you want them to do the clothes, drop them off, pick them up a couple of days later. They're going to be ready to go. And if you want to wash, dry, and fold them yourself, they have coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week at all of their locations. 604 West Church in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 406 West Cedar in Loving. All right, Nino America. If you don't follow Nino on TikTok, I'm encouraging you to follow. Look, he used to have another channel about trucking in the oil patch. I don't know if he still has that, but Nino talks about, because how many times have we talked about this? If you're born in America, you're American. You're not a Mexican. You are an American. So here's what Nino has to say about if you're born in America, you are an American.
I'm an American. I was born here. People have this misconception in their mind thinking they have to have allegiance to another country that never did nothing for them. A lot of people think that they are Mexican, when in reality, they are Americans, United States citizens, should I say. It's simple. If you're born in Mexico, you're a Mexican. If you're born in the United States, you're an American citizen. You are an American. Again, I never claimed to be Mexican. I don't care about Mexico. Nothing against them over there. But I was born here. My heritage, my culture, my whole life has been built around chasing and living the American dream. I thank God that I was born here in the United States of America. I thank God my parents were born here as well. Again, if you're born here, you are an American. Embrace your true identity and appreciate the country that gave you everything that you have today. God bless America, and God bless Texas.
So, Midland, Texas, Nino, America, Monica, your thoughts?
I absolutely agree with him. I think that if you are Hispanic or Mexican, or even if you're Italian or French or whatever, of that descent, but you were born in America, you are first an American. Yes, you are whatever culture or descent, but you're an American. And I like how he just put it plain and simple. Like, I'm thankful that I'm from America. No disrespect to those who were born in Mexico. No disrespect to those who even come over and gained citizenship. But I'm loyal to America because that's where I was born. You know, there was yesterday as we were heading to church, we could not get over the amount of American flags that are just flown here in Lovington. There was just a different feel yesterday. It kind of felt like, you know, in a way, like there is a fearful aspect to it because you don't know exactly what's coming, but then you kind of feel like, but America is in a great place right now because of our leadership and because of the backing that he has from God. And I loved how in his speech Saturday night, he gave thanks to the Father. He said, God bless our military. God bless America. And God bless, who else? He said it 3 times. He God blessed 3 people. But I just thought to myself.
Israel,
there you go. And I just thought to myself, what an incredible man of God for him to stand up for the chosen land. I mean, because it is what it is. And I know a lot of believers over the weekend probably read Luke 21, and I know I did, and I thought, it's time. Like, everything's unfolding. I'm excited to see everything watch out, play out, and we're just watching, aren't we, Blake?
There we go. Yeah, I'm. I was proud. I woke up, and because I'm 13 hours different, so I woke up and went, "Holy crap! Trump pulled the trigger."
Yep. We were right in the middle of a birthday party.
And so instantly, we's like, "We're gonna have World War III," and I'm like, "No. I look. I hope to God that China and Russia don't get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And why should they? Why should they? What's going to change in their life by Iran not? And this idea that they're going to ship them weapons, Blake was right on that. That just proves the point.
Yeah.
That this is all about nuclear weapons.
Right.
All right, 650, 100% correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's probably what it's about. 6:55 morning show being brought to you by La Tienda in Pecos, Texas. They've got the quarter loin pork chops, $1.79 a pound. Chuck steak, just $4.88 a pound. Cooked shrimp are just $6.99 a pound. Split fryer breast, $1.59 a pound. Produce department, the Washington red cherries, $1.99 a pound. Get the peaches, $1.99 a pound. Also, you can get the cantaloupes, $1.99 a pound. White bread, you can get a loaf for just $1.48. Deli department, get the off the bone ham for $5.49 a pound. Also, honey ham for $4.89 a pound. And you can find all your refreshments like Coke and Dr. Pepper and Sprite. Get them all today. 12-pack for $6.99. La Tienda in Pecos. Find them at 810 South Eddy. Landlord charged with murder after allegedly beating a former tenant with a baseball bat. This happened in Albuquerque. Derek LaPalma is still in the Bernalillo County Jail, according to investigators. Neighbors near 2nd and Candelaria called police when they saw him beating somebody. And by the way, it's all on video. Surveillance cameras picked this up. Police found the victim's body Thursday in East Mountain. So he actually transported the body from Albuquerque to East Mountain. According to the court documents, the suspect's girlfriend told police the victim was harassing them after they got evicted. And investigators on the way after a baby taken to an Albuquerque hospital in critical condition dies. KRQE News 13 learning that the baby was taken to the hospital earlier this week, died on Friday. Details are very limited at this point, but the infant was hospitalized in critical condition, and the Albuquerque police are looking into this matter. Statement about the child's death. New Mexico Youth and Families Department called it a tragedy, said they are working closely with law enforcement. All right, the governor of New Mexico, secret email purge. So is this a 30-day purge? Is that the way this works, Blake? Keep them for 30 days and then purge them?
Yeah, because, and the reason this is going, because they used to keep them for a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now she only wants them to be kept for 30 days. Because that way, if you find out she did something, say 31 days ago, and you put in a public information request, sorry, those records have been deleted. Gone.
So I think they should be kept for much longer.
Right.
I think they should be kept for 6 years.
Well, I think a 1 year thing is a minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
I think they should be kept for 6 years.
But again, I mean, how many times like, I can tell you as a journalist, there's been a lot of times I've heard about something going on and I put in for a Freedom of Information Act, and you find out there's a pattern or something that goes back a few months or longer. And if those records don't exist, that's just it's like an ironclad dome of secrecy.
Sure.
Well, coming from the administration that had a software that would delete text messages with CYFD after saying they're going to be 100% transparent, you guys aren't being transparent at all.
No.
And when's the last time you purged your emails? I'm just asking, because I got emails right now in my Gmail account that are date back 10 years.
Oh, I think I got some longer than that.
So why are they purging every 30 days? To hide information.
Yep.
That's the only reason it could be.
Right.
Shame on Michelle Lujan Gresham. Federal judge denied detention for the alleged MS-13 gangbanger Albrego Garcia over the weekend. These federal judges are going to kill America. So we got Albrego Garcia, and then we got the gentleman that was the protester for Columbia University. He got out of prison.
The violent organizer.
He got out of prison and instantly went right to a protest.
Yep.
Muhammad Khalil.
To a violent
to
outbreak.
Continue protesting against Iran, against Israel. And that's exactly what he did on Saturday.
Anti-Semite.
Yep. Wayne, Michigan was a site. One person injured at that church Sunday morning as the suspect opened fire at the congregation in the middle of the service. Wayne Police Department responded to the active shooter at the Cross Point Church in Wayne, and the department, upon arrival, officers determined that security guards at the church shot and killed the suspect. One victim was shot in the leg. Police say that the active investigation is continuing. You know, it's sad that churches actually have to have security.
It is.
At a non-denominational church that I went to, they actually had security that were armed. And at first I was like, why do we have to have security that's armed? And it's not like they're walking around.
For the crazy
but they're
lefties.
Yeah, because of this.
And again, it's only the people on the left who do this violence and then accuse the people on the right of it. But every one of these people is on the left. Every one of them.
But it's a sad, sad day in America where churches are a place that you go to worship. And you can't even do that without worrying about getting killed. But thank God that the staff members were able to shoot and kill this guy. They took him down rather quick. Thank God nobody else was killed. Los Angeles Dodgers on Friday, I talked about this story that the immigrants' right folks were very upset that the Dodgers allowed ICE to use their parking lot as a staging area. Well, they were so upset. They were saying there were protests and they were going to boycott and the whole bunch. You know what the Los Angeles Dodgers did over the weekend? They pledged $1 million to support illegal migrant families subject to ICE deportations.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're not going to give money to veterans. We're not going to give money to Americans that are going through bad, hard times. No. We're going to give the money to people that, their families. And most of the people, 80% of the people they're taking out of this country right now are violent offenders. So let me just say this as nicely as I possibly can say it. Los Angeles Dodgers, you suck. Looks like trucking company caught up in oil well heist in New Mexico. Blake, you had this story on your news?
I think I did last week. Is it the one from Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Last week I did, like Thursday or Friday.
So that's a crazy story. And, Texas is actually signed in the law, a law against stealing oil field. I mean, it's already against the law, but they are going to put together a task force to oil field theft. And if you're caught stealing in the oil patch,
it's like cattle rustling.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Sentencing is going to go way, way up. Way up. All right, we're going to talk about Ruidoso. I got to get to the thought of the day, the price of oil. We're running late. Running late this morning, being brought to you by Pop's Power Wash. 11 years, and Eric has never been late. Look, they clean your oil field equipment, clean up the spills. They can take care of your fleet. Give Eric a call today, 575-704-0330. He is never late like us. Call Pop's Power Washing today. 11 years, and they have never been late. Call Eric, 575-704-0330. Get in touch with him today. Ruidoso, man, they cannot catch a break. Monsoon season, and they got flash flood warnings going into effect right now. They know they've got a couple weak spots to and so they're really, really worried about that. And then on top of that, the Skyline fire burning south of Hondo. Blake, you have any, they say it's 40% contained, I do believe.
That's the thing so far. I'm waiting on this morning's update. But yeah, that's the one that's south of Hondo. And of course, the other fire that's up there, it's the news right now is all fires all over the state. Yeah.
All over the state. Los Lunas, evacuations announced over the weekend in Los Lunas. So we've got a lot of fires across the state. Crazy. Looks like two parents have been charged with murder after their 4-month-old daughter, Brooklyn Francher, was found dead. The infant's body found inside a motel dresser. Back in May of 2024, according to Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez via his social media posts. Sheriff said that they responded to the scene, and they were living in the motel. Destiny Campos and Jeremy Francher. Saturday, the sheriff said that Campos was arrested and booked into the Harris County Jail. Francher was later arrested and booked into the in Tom Green County. Third person, Jeremy's current girlfriend, Melinda Jennifer Monk, evidently there was a truffle going on between all of them, was arrested and charged with hindering apprehension. And so sad story. We got individuals that can't take care of their own lives, damn sure shouldn't have a baby. And so this baby died and was just put in a dresser drawer. Unbelievable. Third of the non-Trump voters believe that Trump is a dictator. Taking away your rights. What rights has Trump taken away from anybody?
None. It should just be Kool-Aid drinkers is what they are.
So if you want to look up dictator, look up Kim Jong-un, where you can't think, in North Korea. Look up China. Yeah, because China, you can't think in China for yourself either. So yeah,
look at a lot of those Central and Southern American countries.
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, we're going to talk about Greg Abbott signed a bill removing sharp barrel rifles from Texas's prohibited weapon list. I'll get to that. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. Wakefield Oil, 575-622-4160. They deliver out in the patch. Interstate batteries, oil and gas products. They've got you covered with unleaded diesel, red diesel, green diesel, DEF. They've got it all On-road, off-road, they'll get it to you. Go to the website, wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, there are a lot more cats named Tom than mice named Jerry. Just my thought for the day this morning. All right, we're going to check with the text. We'll get to the weather. Then we'll take our break this morning. We also have to get to the price of oil. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Fusion Medical Spa in the River Crossing in Ruidoso. Soon to be in the new medical complex on Meacham Drive. Right now, Fusion is spotlighting men's health. They're including $400 off the P-Shot that can eliminate ED issues. $400 off the shockwave therapy that increases blood flow to targeted areas and can relieve pain and start the healing process. They are also offering stem cell therapy. Go talk to them. Hey, if acne is a problem, if you're a teen and you're suffering with acne, right now they have a procedure that they're offering. You buy two, get the third treatment at no additional cost. And if you have thinning hair, men or women with thinning hair, they have a procedure that is available. Go talk to them right now. And when it comes to IV infusions, the vitamin infusions, they're offering 20% off for the month of June. That number to Dr. Rath, call for a free consultation today. 575-257-4772, Monica, and the text.
We are not going to have World War III because the only thing Khomeini is worried about now is digging a tunnel deep enough that one of those bunker buster bombs can't reach him. Every time someone farts, he shites his drawers. John from Eunice says, good morning, folks. I couldn't agree with Nino more. The left hates that mentality. They foment hate, racism, and division. The last thing they want is unity, and that's why they want to do away with American pride. I agree, John.
Yep.
I think we do have some troubles ahead for a bit, but I think they're really close to the 7 years of peace before the rapture. I'm not sure what the rapture may be, but I lean toward mass death somewhere, probably North and South America, since we're not mentioned in the Bible. So you believe the 7 years of peace are going to be before the rapture?
I just want to know where in the Bible the rapture is.
I don't think.
But that's a whole different discussion for another day. I don't think
the peace comes. I think the rapture comes before. This is my opinion. I think the rapture comes before the peace because all hell's going to break loose after the rapture, and then somebody has to step in as the peacemaker, who will then be the Antichrist and develop the one world order, and
who will have a wound to the head that he survives from.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And by the way, like I said, the rapture is not in the Bible. Jesus only comes back the second coming of Christ. He doesn't come back 3 times. But that's a different discussion for another day.
Different day.
Do y'all know who Miriam Adelson is? Who she donated $100 million to? What she stands for? There are 2 different stories about taking oil field equipment, says another texter. And this guy simply said, people make me sick. Oh, because he sent in a story about a mother who apparently repeatedly hit her young child with a hammer.
Well, just wait for the story I have about the loving dad. I'll get to that coming up in just a second. You're going to really enjoy that one.
Oh, gosh. And that's it for the text.
All right. Also, we'll talk about Greg Abbott. Oil prices are getting ready to boom. We'll get to all of that. Price oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Cementing Solutions, a division of Cud Energy. Spinnaker built to serve the largest drilling programs. And look, they have locations in Texas, also Oklahoma and New Mexico. 200 experienced cementing professionals ready to get her done. Find them in Hobbs on Magnum Industrial Road or go to the website spinnakeroil.com.
West Texas Intermediate checking in is 74.06. That's up 22 cents. Brent crude is up 23 cents to 77.24. Natural gas is off about 4 cents at $3.81. And the wholesale price on gasoline fairly flat at $2.33.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fenn's Country Market. Big specials going on right now at Fenn's. Split breast, they've got them. The fryers, just $1.59 a pound. Pork chops, quarter loin, $1.79 a pound. Also, beef chuck steak, $4.99 a pound, $4.88 a pound. And cooked shrimp are just $6.99 for a pound. And get in the produce department, get the Washington cherries, $2.99 a pound. Also get the cantaloupes for $1.99 a piece. And they've got bread, white bread for $1.48 a loaf. And in the deli department, off the bone ham for $5.49 a pound. And honey ham for $4.99 a pound. Looking for refreshments. Look, they have a complete stocked, all the liquor stocked. You can get that. Beer, always the coldest beer in town. And right now, you can get Mountain Dew, Pepsi, and Big Red. Get the 24-pack for $10.99. Get it today at Finn's in Artesia. Some of the stories we're going to talk about coming up. 33% of Americans say they're exhausted. Lizzo is talking about Ozempic. Greg Abbott signs the bill about guns. We'll talk about that. AOC demanding an impeachment of Trump. ELO hits an all-time low at the box office for Disney. Or is that Pixar? Anyway, it was all-time low. And a Florida man, you're going to love this guy. Love him. I'm not loving him. 18-month-old son. Unbelievable. 18-month-old son. And one of the fires in Bosque, they found the person that ignited that fire. We'll talk to that. Good news is more Americans are raising their own chickens and getting their own eggs.
Yep.
That's wonderful news.
It is.
Farmer Monica.
Yeah.
We'll get to that story coming up in just a second. 17 minutes after 7, we're going to take a break. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at WWRV. They've got an affordable, quiet place to park your RV. Look, if you're working or living in Carlsbad or around Carlsbad, they have 3 RV parks, and they have 162 RV sites. 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities for one low price. That includes your high-speed internet that is wired right to your hookup. Very well lit up, nice for working people. This is what it's designed for, working folks. All you got to do is go to check them out, WWRV3.com, 988-0392. I failed to mention they are pet-friendly. They are pet-friendly, so go check them out today. WWRV3.com. We'll hear from Bernie Sanders coming up in a second. Bernie is very upset with ICE. Also, the deal about the G7 summit. Donald Trump puts Germany in their place. Ian Omar thinks America sucks. And Chicago residents are very upset with their governor and what's going on. I had another cut. Oh, Denver is laying off people and cutting services to the public. You're not going to believe why. It's not like we didn't say this could happen. No, you spent your money elsewhere. Sorry, we don't have money for T-ball. We don't have money for recreational football. We don't have money for all of that stuff because it went to Trendy Agua. We'll get to that coming up in a second, along with the national anthem, the pledge, and more. We're KWMW, Maljamora, 105.1 FM, 93.5 KWES in Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. We're coming back. We're being the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. At around 1:25 a.m. on Sunday, Chavez County, Dexter, and Hagerman first responders were called to a single vehicle crash and had to extricate the driver, the sole occupant of the vehicle. The driver, who had injuries listed as serious, was transported out of the state to hospital via medevac helicopter. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office is handling the DWI investigation, as alcohol is believed to be a contributing factor, and the New Mexico State Police is handling the crash investigation. The Seven Springs fire between Cloudcroft and Mescalero in Otero County continues to burn and is now more than 800 acres with 0% containment. On scene are about 256 personnel with 10 crews, 18 engines, 3 helicopters, 2 water tenders, 1 dozer, and 1 excavator. From the northeast to the southeast corners of the fire, personnel successfully secured existing fire spots, as well as located new spots in the area. Crews also worked in closing gaps and handline from the southern to western portions of the fire over the weekend. And on the western to northeastern front, the fire line has been secured and mop-up operations are underway. With increased humidities and greater potential for rainfall Monday and Tuesday, resources are directing their efforts toward additional mop-up operations, dozer line rehabilitation, and securing hotspots along the northeastern line. Also, the Bayer team mobilizing to the incident is a team of specially trained professionals determining whether stabilization treatments are necessary to mitigate excessive rain runoff. They concentrate on long-term rehabilitation efforts in heavily burned and or particularly steep areas. And a new wildfire was reported in Chavez County on Saturday. The North Sands Ranch Fire, which is north of Highway 380 in eastern Chavez County and north of Caprock between Tatum and Roswell, is listed at around 73 acres burned with no containment. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Hey, you, bro, look at me. Don't look at the story, look at me. Did you know we got some crazy deals over here at Permian Ford? I'm serious. Right now, Super Duty's 2024 models are getting blown out, and you're just sitting there. Take off, jump in the ride, do what you got to do. Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, corner of Del Paso and Sanger, up to $10,000 off the select Super Duties that we have left. We got them coming in from different cities. They couldn't get rid of them, folks, and we're going to do it for them. Right here at Permian Ford Lincoln.
The 2025 UFO Festival is coming to downtown Roswell July 3rd through the 6th.
Many files are classified, but here's what we know so far.
Food trucks, vendors, live entertainment, the human and pet costume contest, the drone show, and the UFO light parade. Sponsors include XL Energy, Crumlin Auto Group, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Pecos Valley Production, Dion's Pizza, Lebrino Foods, and Pioneer Bank.
The classified schedule of events can be found at UFOfestival.com.
Presented by the City of Roswell, Main Street Roswell, and paid for in part by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
What is the Safe Haven Law? In New Mexico, you can bring your infant up to 90 days old to any Safe Haven site without fear of being criminally charged. This includes hospitals, fire stations, and police departments. Monica Kelsey, founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, has worked diligently to provide 3 baby box locations for your convenience. Hobbs's Baby Box is at Fire Station 1, 301 East White Street. Carlsbad's Baby Box is at Fire Department Station 1, 401 South Halegueno Street. Roswell's Baby Box is at their Central Fire Station, 200 South Richardson Avenue. Remember, if you can't make it to one of these Safe Haven Baby Box locations, you can take your infant to any hospital, police department, or fire station. No shame, no blame, and no names. Visit shbb.org for more information.
In the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford, with the goal of being your #1 Ford dealer in New Mexico and West Texas.
He's obnoxious. He's funny, man. He relates with a lot of people, and he tells it like it is. It's good stuff. Always good stuff.
What's the point of owning a radio station if you can't abuse one and not pay for it?
Hey, wake up, man. What's wrong with you?
Take the time to thank all our Be in the Breakfast Club sponsors.
Oh, and you're a regular Rhodes Scholar.
Now, back to the show.
Actually, I think you're going to find this very amusing.
This is not headline news. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 to win the NBA championship. Thunder players were thrilled because now they can get the heck out of Oklahoma City. The U.S. bombed Iran in an operation codenamed Midnight Hammer, which also sounds like a color option for a Cybertruck. Jeff Bezos' wedding is taking place over 3 days. This will give Lauren Sanchez a chance to show off her 3 different faces: cold stare, tight face, and duck lips. And West Virginia was named the #1 state for spending on OnlyFans. Congrats, West Virginia. I'd shake your hand, but you know. This is not headline news.
727. They'll never, ever, ever let us down. Never, ever, ever let us down.
Bomb, bomb, Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran.
It is amazing that even from the 1980s, this song still rings a bell.
Old Uncle Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 Iran, bomb Iran. The country's got a feeling, the ceiling. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 bomb Iran.
You know, it's amazing. I would see people in the United States on social media backing Iran over the United States.
It's just
I don't get that.
It's a good thing we didn't have this back then, or they would have said, yeah, Iran needs to hold those hostages.
You know, I support Iran. It's the same damn thing about, like, I support Ukraine. All it means is I hate Trump. He did it. That's all it means.
Yeah, all of this on the left stems
Trump.
That's it. Everything that they're complaining about stems from their absolute hatred for a single man.
Yeah, that's it. They hate Trump. All right, on the way, we're going to hear from Bernie Sanders coming up next. The morning show this morning being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing and insurance specialist, licensed, bonded, and insured. In fact, you know what? They are insurance specialists. They deal with the insurance companies every day, and they are insurance specialists. They got 30 years of experience in the roofing and construction business. Got a construction project you're thinking of? Yeah, Dwayne Pennick can handle that. What about your roof? Had hail damage? Have you had the insurance company come out yet? Look, they offer free estimates. They'll work with the insurance company. Give Dwayne a call today at 575-318-9725. One thing I can tell you, don't trust out-of-town, unlicensed, contractors. Look, in southeast New Mexico, part of our listening area, we get the people that come across the state line that are unlicensed to operate in New Mexico. And, when it comes to your warranty, when they're gone, the warranty is gone too. Call Dwayne Pennick this morning, 575-318-9725. Call him today. 729 Monica, text line is open. We're going to talk about a brand new poll. People are exhausted in America. We'll get to that up next.
Congratulations, Trump. I hope you did enough. Just in case you didn't, I hope everybody realizes you need to keep your head on a swivel during the 4th of July celebrations. I saw something on TikTok about that too. Did you see anything about people celebrating the 4th of July, B?
Oh, people have been saying that they're not celebrating the 4th of July. They're boycotting the 4th of July. You know, I'm sick and tired of you pukes. I am just sick and tired of you anti-American pieces of trash. I'm traveling on the 4th of July internationally. And you know what I'm wearing? I told the wife, you might not want to sit next to me because I'm wearing my Trump is right hat. And I'm flying into Los Angeles. Right at that.
Did you see where California screwed up so bad that they are having all their refineries shutting down due to over-regulations? And Travis from Roswell says, God bless Trump for doing what's right. And please, everyone, take some time out of your day to call any of these Republicans that are bashing on Trump. Call their offices. Let them know how disappointed we are in them, and even the Democrats. Take time to call them. Haas from Artesia said, I was in the Army in 1979 when Iran took the hostages. I was 17. I should have done this back then. If only it was as easy as just saying they hate Trump, but it goes way deeper than that. They also hate those of us that support him. They would destroy us all if they had a chance. That is true. And holier than thou leftists and Blake are having a back and forth battle.
No, it's not a battle.
So is he cutting and pasting?
He is cutting and pasting.
It's just a discussion. And look, holier than thou leftists and every other leftist out there, relax. It was a mostly peaceful bombing.
And nobody died.
No civilians were hurt.
It's not like the protests where people are dying, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, you said that about the insurrection. That wasn't an insurrection. People died. No, they didn't. Who died? Who died?
Afterwards.
There was an officer that died, and he died from natural causes after the riots. Oh, you're talking about Babbitt. What was her name? Babbitt. Yeah, Babbitt. That was shot in the back by an officer. What's that officer's name? I don't remember him.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Now, I do remember the guy that supposedly killed George Floyd. His name was all over the place.
Yeah.
How do you think that is? Oh, one fit the narrative and one didn't. Okay, I got you. Continue, Monica.
What do y'all think of the book what do y'all think about the book of Judas? It was also taken out of the Bible. Prove it.
Look, you can go get the Ethiopian Bible, which has all the books that were not included in what we call the Bible nowadays, and just go do your own research.
Justin said those emails should automatically go into an open database that cannot be erased.
Amen.
And let's say China snuck in and bombed the U.S. because they are friends with Iran. Would you call it a simple military action?
An invasion?
You know what I'm hoping America finally finds the huevos to do? Gives China their money back for every piece of land they bought in America. Say, we don't want you here. We're going to pay you back.
No.
We're not just going to take the land.
Yeah, I think we should.
We're going to pay you back.
Nah, just take it.
Okay, well, we'll just take it and kick them out of this country. They are our enemy. They are the enemy. And the quicker we wake up to who's our friend and who's our enemy, I'm starting to believe that Mexico is our enemy. And I'm going to tell you why. Their president she encouraged people to take to the streets and revolt against this country.
Well, and
that doesn't sound like a friend.
No.
That does not sound like a friend of me.
You know, that's one thing I've never understood about the people on the left. Like, why do they want to be more friendly towards our enemies than the American people? Why is it that they love the enemy of the American people more than they do the American people?
They love non-citizens more than they love the own citizens, the tax-paying citizens of America.
Yeah, but how can that be? Like, if you're I'm an American. You're an American. Monica, you're an American. Do you hate this country? And if so, how does that even happen?
Right.
You know, I think a lot of what's going on today with immigrants is all about the next census. That's 2028, right? Or is it 2030? The next
2030.
census.
It's every 10 years.
2030. So to change everything in America is based on the census.
Right.
Because we count everybody living in America. You want to turn this country 100% upside down?
Well, and for those of you on the left, your hero, Barack Obama, he openly started it. He said he was going to fundamentally change America. And if you look at how radical, how violent, how unhinged the left has become since he was president, that is on the way. And he has never gone away. Those of you who think that he just kind of faded away, no, he runs things from behind the scenes, and he's the head of several things. He's in charge of other organizations, and that's what he has always done, is be an organizer.
He's an organizer. It's exactly what he is. All right, 7:35 over the weekend. Bernie Sanders went to Oklahoma. He's fighting back. This is what he said about ICE. Now, ICE, they've been around for a while.
So we gotta figure out a way to stop ICE from what they are doing as soon as possible.
We got to figure out a way to stop ICE. Now, ICE has been around for a while.
He's an American lawmaker.
We got it. So is this like the defund the ICE like we did against the police?
Sure.
Well, I say I'm talking about the Democrats. All right, here's another Democrat that pretty much thinks America sucks now. Yeah, she thinks, she's not born in America.
In a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world, to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say.
It wasn't really the whole parade thing. First of all, take your brother, husband, and go home. Secondly, the military parade was to mark the 250th anniversary of the Army. It was organized by Biden's administration.
It was organized by Biden. You're spot on. It was organized by Biden before Trump came into office. He just said we're going to do it much, much better.
Yes.
How long has Ilhan Omar been in America?
I don't know. I'd have to go look. Let me go look.
So 30 years. Is that right? 30 years?
That's probably a pretty good guess.
So she came here. She's been here 30 years. And she thinks she knows everything. You're not American.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're a citizen now,
but
you don't love
12,
America.
When she was 12.
Yeah. Well, God bless her. God bless her. G7 summit. When Trump sat down, he's around the table. Let me see who this is. Germany, Italy. Listen to what Trump had to say and specifically to Germany, he pretty much called them a bunch of, they're hypocrites. Listen to what he said about Germany.
I think it's very sad when Germany makes a massive oil and gas deal with Russia, where you're supposed to be guarding against Russia, and Germany goes out and pays billions and billions of dollars a year to Russia. So we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting all of these countries. And then numerous of the countries go out and make a pipeline deal with Russia, where they're paying billions of dollars into the coffers of Russia. So we're supposed to protect you against Russia, but they're paying billions of dollars to Russia, and I think that's very inappropriate. And the former chancellor of Germany is the head of the pipeline company that's supplying the gas. Ultimately, Germany will have almost 70% of their country controlled by Russia with natural gas. So you tell me, is that appropriate? I mean, I've been complaining about this from the time I got in. It should have never been allowed to have happened.
So Donald Trump putting him in their place, and he's 100% right. You want us to take care of you. You want to be friends with us. You want to use us to take care of you, but you're still doing business with Russia?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That makes zero sense to me. Thank God Donald Trump has a pair and is not afraid to speak up. God bless America. According to a brand new poll, 33% of Americans wake up every day exhausted. And here's why. 11th version of Fast and the Furious movie. I think that could be blamed. By the way, the other 67% of Americans wake up craving, Chick-fil-A every day. But that's a whole nother problem. And meanwhile, having a meaningful life, when it comes to leading a meaningful life, new study says feeling hopeful about the future is more than being happy at the moment. Being happy at the moment is great. But being happy pretty much all the time is so much better. So according to this brand new poll, feeling hopeful about the future is the key to leading a meaningful life.
And that's what the left is trying to kill. They're trying to kill all hopefulness for the future.
Right.
In other words, P. Diddy, you have screwed up big time. I can't help it. In other words, Fat Joe, 54 years old. You remember Fat Joe, accused of, he's not that fat. I don't know if you've seen him. He had the lap band. Not that fat anymore.
Just plump Joe.
He was in Ruidoso Friday.
Just middle size.
Was he?
Yeah, him and Genuine.
Really? So he's accused of sex acts with minors in a $20 million lawsuit filed by the former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon. The rapper has denied all allegations. And Lizzo revealed that she is tried Ozempic and other GPL-1 medications during her weight loss journey, and she has decided that she doesn't need them. She does not need them to meet her goals. Well, get busy, girl.
What are her
goals? I had this conversation with my wife. Ozempic and all the GLP drugs are great. But you can't eat terribly. I mean, think about this. If you eat right and take those drugs, it's so much better. You could finally make some real improvements. But if you still eat, it just doesn't work the same to me. I think it's a waste of time. Surgeons in Houston successfully performed the very first fully robotic heart transplant on a patient, and fully robotic. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, that according to research, AI is going to be performing robotic surgeries, pretty much in their entirety. Somebody is going to be remotely controlling all the stuff, but it's going to be done. It's going to be done remotely. Because think about this: a robot's hand is much more steady than a human hand.
True.
Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary world we live in with this AI and robotics and the whole thing. Very scary. Kind of crazy times. Greg Abbott signed a bill removing short barrel rifles from Texas's prohibited weapons list. So Greg Abbott did that, and it kind of reverses reverses the course for Texas. The Senate Bill 1596 was passed, and Greg Abbott signed it into law. And so short barrel rifles. What would that include, Blake? Short barrel rifles.
Well,
Like a handgun? I have no clue.
No.
No. It's there's going to be certain measurements for what the short barrel is.
Okay.
So like a lot of, it's not a sawed off shotgun, right? Because those are still illegal at that thing. But a short barrel falls just above that. And I don't know where the upper limit is, honestly.
Okay. All right. So that would not be prohibited in Texas. AOC demanding that Trump get impeached over the U.S. strikes on Iran.
I demand that she reads the Constitution and understand and pass a proficiency
test. I demand that she actually reads.
I demand that she passes a proficiency test in the legal documents of the founding of this country.
I demand that she actually, I don't know, quit signing deals to make herself wealthy. I think that would be awesome, too. All right, ELO hits an all-time box office low for Pixar Disney. And this is the fourth bomb for Disney. And it opened up at a all-time, it earned less than Toy Story. Toy Story opened up at 29.1 million. But ELO opened up, and it cost them a lot of money to make this movie. To produce it, it cost $250 million. It generated less than $10 million over the weekend. This is not good for Disney, but Disney got themselves in a bad place. Too bad Pixar will have to go down with it. Florida man has been arrested leaving his son in a hot car. Leave the kid in the car. I mean, look, it's summertime. You know that it's hot. The kid is 18-month-old, and you left him in a hot car for 3 hours when you went to get a haircut and then went to get drinks next door. Story began on June 6 when Scott Allen Gardner, 33, left his 18-month-old son in the back of his truck with no AC. Did I mention it was Florida? Garner lowered the windows just a tad and put a little portable fan in there. So he had some hot air blowing on him. After leaving the kid in the car, he went to get a haircut and then went and enjoyed some drinks with his friends at the Hanky Panky Lounge. Never went back to check on the child. 3 hours. But instead of calling police when he came out and the kid was unresponsive, he drove the kid to the mother's house, calling for help there. By the way, they are saying little Sebastian had been dead for over an hour. When authorities found the car, they discovered Sebastian's body was at 111 degrees Fahrenheit. But the story gets worse. After reporting that his son was dead, Garner went out with his mom for even more drinks. Father of the Year material. Baby's dead. Investigation is ongoing. And you go pick up your mother and take her back to the hanky panky for more drinks where you stay there well past after midnight. This guy is a piece of trash.
Yep.
I should have put them for taking out the trash. By God. All right, here's another winner.
By the way, the short barrel.
Yeah.
It's 18 to 26 inches.
18 to 26 inches. All right, chicken coops going up all across America. You know, it only took the egg shortage where prices skyrocketed 212% under Biden. It didn't take us long to figure that one out. Talk about being self-sufficient. Me and Blake talked about this off the air this morning. America, we could be 125% self-sufficient when it comes to agriculture because we can grow our own food. We don't have to import stuff from anywhere.
No.
There are many countries, and we got oil. And now we have found our precious minerals. So we are, becoming more and more a self-sufficient country like we used to be.
Yeah.
It's very important to be self-sufficient because as we piss off everybody in the world, it's very important that we are self-sufficient.
I agree.
Yeah, we need to be self-sufficient. Teen charged in connection with that dead cyclist is being held on adult charges. Ethan Engelken, 16 years old, charged as a juvenile in connection with the murder of Scott Hamberlin. The man was hit by a stolen car. Remember they had the kids in the car? So now we have the second teen that is going to be charged as an adult, first-degree murder. This is good. All prices. They videoed the whole thing, put it up on social media. Oil prices climb. Where were we this morning, Blake? Oil prices?
A little in the 70s. Let me go look at it again real quick.
So we could possibly get up over 80.
70 Brent crude right now is 76.83, and that's the world benchmark. West Texas 73.
So if we continue, if they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, oil prices go up over $100 again, which at the pump you're going to pay more for sure. Mike Pence says he's very proud that Donald Trump made the decision and the strikes on Iran.
I was surprised to hear him say that about Donald Trump.
Me too. I was pretty
good to say about him.
No, has had zero good to say.
Yeah.
And 2/3 of Americans support increased engagement in international affairs, according to a recent summer survey from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Institute, along with the Beacon Research. They said 64% of Americans overall want more leadership internationally. And so 73% support international involvement, more involvement from America on the world stage. I think we did that over the weekend. I think that's exactly what we did, for sure. All right, Monica in the text.
Two things.
Yeah.
As far as self-sufficiency goes, if someone's not self-sufficient and they wanted to learn to become that, there are a lot of magazines out there that they could subscribe to do that as well. I mean, there's a lot of self-sufficiency type magazines out there. Go look them up. And then I looked again and I went to the Texas Penal Code because someone said that the thing was wrong. And this is exactly what it says. Short barrel firearm means a rifle with a barrel length less than 16 inches, or a shotgun with a barrel length of less than 18 inches, or any weapon made from a shotgun or rifle, if altered, it has an overall length of less than 26 inches. That's in the Texas Penal Code. So there you go.
There you go. All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're running low on fuel between 128 and if you're between Jowl and Carlsbad, exit Buck Jackson Road, head down and check them out. They're about 2.75 miles down Buck Jackson Road. The large facility, nice. They have unleaded green diesel, red diesel, DEF value, and they're open 24/7. They accept credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. Check them out today. Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, reminding you, be safe on the road. 6 minutes away from 8, Monica and the text.
Juicy says, do you really think people are going to report their illegal family and friends? No.
In the census? Yeah, because they know they get more money. It's all about the Benjamins.
Big Country said, leftists are vile and foul Cretans who are domestic enemies of the Constitution. They despise all that is true and moral. They despise America. I despise and rebuke them, says Big Country. Jeffro said, that chick sounds like Christopher Walken. Whoa. And I like this. James Brown said, the Democrats from Albuquerque and Santa Fe are trying to make us like green chili, put it on our cereal and ice cream like they do. Since when have we had a green chili cheeseburger contest at the fair? Keep that fetish above.
Oh, that's been going on a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
He said, keep that fetish above the 35th parallel. We eat jalapenos down here.
Look. I like jalapeno and green chili because they both give different flavors.
I do too. Bosque County says Mike Pence's opinion doesn't matter. And they need to take people who leave their kids in the car, whether the kids die or not, and put them in a hot box until they die. Eye for an eye sort of type thing. When parents leave these infants and toddlers in the car and cry, I forget the child was in there. Sounds like a cop-out. And AI will work just great and awesome until we experience a major EMP, and then the shite will hit the fan. Agreed. Mario from Lovington, as well as a few others, have asked for an update on Will.
The last thing I heard Saturday, he was feeling better. Everything is going as planned. And still kind of groggy, still in.
They're hoping that he gets moved out of ICU maybe today if everything continues, and will go into a regular room. So
still in some pain, but that's expected.
Right.
So who knows? He might surprise us one day and call in.
They're making him get up and walk up and down the hall, even though there's pain going on there.
Jen said every 6 hours they're making him do that.
Yeah, So there you go.
Yeah.
That's very important, though, because if you don't get up and walk, you can get blood clots.
Mm-hmm.
So very important that you get up and get busy. All right, taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-890-4549, or call Kayleen at 575-408-1719. Call her today. If you need the roll-off containers, you're on location right now, you're like, man, we need a roll-off container ASAP. Call Kayleen. She can get it done for you. Now, they also do trash pickup, residential trash pickup. They have the 96-gallon polycart and the 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters for their commercial clients. Go to the website, trash-eaters.com. What I love about these folks, good local folks, veterans that care, trash-eaters.com. You know, it's great to be a Pelosi. It is just great to be a Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi raked in more than $7.8 million and then $42.5 million in 2024, meaning her estimate net worth for her and her husband her venture capitalist husband, Paul Pelosi, is about $413 million, according to their brand new financial disclosures. Staggering, eye-popping amount that was made in 2023 when the financial disclosure showed the couple's net worth topped out at about $370 million. So that means that the Pelosi's have added a lot of wealth. And the way they did it, they actually have been making a ton of money off the stock market. Would you believe me if I said that the Pelosi's made more money than the people that actually do this for a living?
I would.
The Pelosi's actually, when it came to investors, the Pelosi's made more money than the people that do it for a living. Could it be that the Pelosi's had a little help? Blake, you think they got any help?
Little insider trading.
Yeah.
You think they got some insider trading maybe going on?
Just a little bit.
They saw huge increases in their net worth, and I'm just wondering how. How does that happen? How does that happen? Well, it's very easy when you actually have, when you actually have the information that's spoon-fed to you.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I'm taking out the trash. Let's put Nancy in the trash. We can put a fifth of vodka in there with her. She's going to be okay. Taking out trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters. I'll check the weather. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Broadmoor Mall, extensive collection. FR everything. Coveralls, gloves, shirts. They've got it all. Look, if you're looking for stuff to go to work in the oil patch, not a problem. They've got the work boots, steel toe boots. They actually have boots that are just $99 a pair. $99 a pair. Go to rigoutfitters.com. Don't forget they have furniture, appliances, electronics, and they offer zero down financing. Next door is Scrub Outfitters, right next to Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall and Hobbs. They have a large selection of medical scrubs. In fact, the largest in 100 miles. Big name brands, Dickies, Mech Couture, Peaches, all the big name brands, plus compression socks. Now, you might wear compression socks for medical benefits, and you're not even in the in working in the medical field, but you need compression socks. Get in there and check them out. They have comfortable shoes and the equipment you need to have to go to work in the medical field. Follow them on Facebook or in the Broadmoor Mall right next to Rig Outfitters. Monica and the Tex. Coming up next, we'll hear from Chicago. Chi-Town residents very upset with the mayor and the city council. We'll get to that next.
John from Eunice says, guys, Iran has been a thorn in the side of America for a long time. With all the Americans they have killed by proxy, I'm surprised we haven't done this a long time ago. If you don't think that we're going to use that bomb when they got it, you're just as stupid as AOC, says John from Eunice. And what's crazy is that people hate Trump personally as a president, and they love deep. What's crazy is they hate Trump personally as a person and love deep down as a president. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I hate you all equally, says Iran is threatening us now. Oh, wait, they've been doing that for 40 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chuck from Hobbs says China needs to pay us for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump is our president, says this texter. Either back him or shut up. I'm tired of all this Democrat BS. It's bad enough New Mexico has the worst governor.
Mm. At least have respect for the office.
Please, yeah. And Monica, good morning, Rocket. Libtards are big mad because we bombed Iran's weapons facility, but they don't say anything about Iran bombing Israel's civilian population, children, and threatening American citizens. Of course not.
That's who they target.
And hey, B, we will be staying in Morgan City for a few days. Where's a good place to eat, and where can we buy seafood to cook at the house we're staying at? And this texter.
Go to Rouse's.
I texted
Rouse's.
you his phone number.
Yeah, Rouse's convenience shop, Rouse's supermarket for stuff you can buy, seafood. Go to Bingo's Seafood to get fried everything. My favorite is fried shrimp and oyster with it's Vietnamese, with the fried rice. Rita Mae's for soul food. Awesome. Fried catfish. Tampico's got good Mexican food. I'm trying to think of. Oh, if you love po' boys, Stazione's. So I'll see if I can hit you up with the text. I'll see if I can give you the rundown. All right, we got to get to things that happened on this date in history. It's 8:04. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by 2-Way Tactical, range.com. You can find them. And Hobbs, 236 East Navajo. They're veteran-owned and operated, the largest selection of firearms, state-of-the-art indoor firing range with the Milo FBI training simulator. Look, that allows you to shoot live fire or with the laser. And 1,000 different scenarios. Pay by the month or pay by the hour. You're going to enjoy the shooting range. They're open 7 days a week. They have the largest selection of firearms, financing available for the firearms. They have a huge selection of ammo, optics, suppressors, firearm safes. They also have tactical gear. They've got it all, and they offer one-on-one or group training for firearm safety. 2atacticalrange.com, 236 East Navajo, in Hobbs, proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
So it was on this day in 1683 that William Penn signed a treaty with the local tribe near present-day Philadelphia. Only he had a pen. On this day in 1836, U.S. Congress approved the Deposit Act, which contained a provision for turning over surplus federal revenue to the states. Whatever happened to that? Yeah. In 1848, Antoine Joseph Sax was awarded a patent for the saxophone.
How neat.
Just think if the guy had invented that instrument and his last name was Telle. The world would be a confusing place. On this day in 1868, Christopher Sholes received a patent for the typewriter. A little bit of trivia here. The very first novel ever written on a typewriter, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Oh, honey.
In 1888, abolitionist Frederick Douglass received one vote from the Kentucky delegation at the Republican convention in Chicago. And that made Frederick Douglass the first black candidate ever nominated for president.
That's interesting.
Republican.
Mm-hmm.
The first ever national lip reading tournament was held in Philadelphia on this day in 1926. And in 1955, Walt Disney's animated feature, Lady and the Tramp, was released.
That's a cute movie.
Who knew dogs could eat spaghetti? And in 1992, John Gotti, convicted of racketeering, was sentenced to life in prison.
Is he still alive?
Forget about it.
All of his life and most of ours.
Yeah.
It's National Hydration Day, Pink Day, Pink Flamingo Day, and National Detroit Style Pizza Day. I had to go look this up. What is this Detroit Style pizza? Do you know?
Square. It's deep dish
It
square.
is square instead of round. It's thick crust with Wisconsin cheese and is baked in a rectangular steel tray designed for use as an automotive drip pan or to hold small industrial parts in factories.
Oh, honey.
And while you're eating it, you could get shot.
There you go. Few birthdays today, and we didn't ever get to go over the music, so I don't know which ones you got. The first one I have
we'll
is
see.
British singer Duffy turns 41 today.
You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? You got me begging you for mercy.
Probably heard that on Grey's Anatomy or ER or Smallville or
Yep.
Sex in the City. Melissa Rauch from Big Bang Theory. She played the Judge Stone on Night Court. that was canceled recently. She turns 45 today. She was Bernadette. LaDainian Tomlinson is 46 today. Of course, a running back.
Give me the damn ball. I run the ball.
Hey, he ranked 7th in NFL history in rushing yards, 13,684. Second in rushing touchdowns, 145. And third in total touchdowns, 162.
Just give me the ball, coach.
He was right. Singer Jason Mraz celebrates his birthday number 48 today.
Well, I heard two men talking on the radio in a crossfire kind of new reality show, uncovering the ways to plan the next big attack while they were counting down the ways to stab the brother in the be right back.
So, yeah, he needs more vowels in his name.
Catastrophe, dance with me.
KT Turnstall turns 50 today. Of course, she is the Scottish lass who sings Suddenly I See.
I didn't have that one.
Didn't have that. I was waiting. Suddenly I See is her big song. That one, yeah.
That one.
Selma Blair, known for her roles in films like Cruel Intentions, Legally Blonde, Hellboy, turns 53 today. She was actually discovered by an agent in acting class.
How neat.
Yeah. Singer Chico DeBarge is 59 today. Biggest claim to fame is
You know, he was in the Army.
Yeah.
And served the country. And this was his top 10 song, Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Casey Kasem.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back.
His biggest claim to fame is probably us talking about him for this long on the radio. Josh Whedon is... Go ahead.
No, his brother was married to Janet Jackson.
Oh, yeah? She's nasty.
Yeah.
Jackson, if you're nasty. Josh Whedon is 61 today. These days, he's best known for the Avengers and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but you might also remember him as the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Firefly. Let me know your opinions on Firefly. Go ahead and text them in. Frances McDermott turned 68 today. Yeah, she's had a lot of major roles, but the one that comes to mind and I'll always remember her for is being the pregnant sheriff in Fargo. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Former American Idol judge and bass player from Journey, Randy Jackson, is dogging his way to his 69th birthday today, dog.
No Journey, dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's newer Journey anyway. He wasn't in the classic lineup. Glenn Danzig turns 70 today. Oh, 5'4", 6'5" of him. Lead singer for the Misfits and, of course, Danzig.
There you go. He's heading to the digging up bones.
Yeah. I got lots of stories about Glenn. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is 77 today. He plans to appeal. And finally, someone who is no longer with us, who would have had a birthday today, country legend who left us in 2003, June Carter Cash.
Jacksonville. Well, go on down to Texas. Go ahead and wreck your hell. Go play your hand.
God bless her.
There you go. Those are things that happened on this day in history. Kevin?
All right, we got a lot of things to talk about during the next break. Investigation underway. Baby taken to Albuquerque. I did that story. Wallet Hub, where does it rank New Mexico on how we manage our debt? Think about that one. I'll answer it. And a repeat drunk driver is caught on camera fleeing again. We'll discuss that. Man commits 7 burglaries, 2 car thefts, and 3 crashes, and did it in how much time? And we'll talk about the Texas task force that's being created to help with oil field theft. We'll get to that. And the man with the highest highest IQ. You think he's a Christian? He's a believer? I'll answer that question coming up in just a second. And we'll talk about J.D. Vance calling somebody Jose, and they got very upset. Jose.
Was his
Is
name
Jose a derogatory term?
No.
Especially if his
Okay.
name is Jose.
Well, his name wasn't Jose, but we'll get to that coming up this morning. A lot of things happening this morning. Our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by our friend Rebecca Long. Get in touch with Rebecca today. She serves the entire state. If you want her to do a quote for you to cover all of your insurance, she can do that. I mean, just give her a buzz. Tell her exactly what will meet your needs. She can put together a quote. She's going to save you money because she understands how to bundle everything and save you a lot of money and a lot of time. So if you have insurance that's, you got insurance, commercial insurance over here, life insurance all the way over here, auto insurance over here, let her put all that together and bundle it together to save you a lot of time, effort, and cash. 575-393-2661. The number again, 393-2661. Rebecca Long, proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To honor America and perform our national anthem, entertainment icon Reba McEntire.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last glow, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly strewn, and over rockets red land, the bombs bursting in air, and we flew through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled
KWMW 105.1 Maljamora, KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Our, of course, Lord's Prayer this morning and our scripture being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day is Matthew 5:3. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaze Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that he will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
All right, 19 after 8. News this morning being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com, a law firm that will fight for you. And you know what? When accidents happen, they usually happen when you least expect them. That's when you need a trusted law firm and somebody that will fight for you. Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in auto accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, and oil field accidents. They're based in Roswell, serving the entire state. Let them talk to handle your case. Let them at least talk to you. They offer free consultations. And, of course, you never pay until you win your case. Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. We're coming right back. It's 19 after 8.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The back-and-forth attack between Iran and Israel happening again today, more than a week into the conflict.
The Israelis say they've fired some 100 missiles. They have followed up the U.S. strikes at the Fordo nuclear facility, hitting an access road at the Fordo nuclear facility, preventing the Iranians from going back there.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. President Trump will meet with his national security team later today. Plenty of pushback from Iran.
Iran reaffirms its inherent right to self-defense and will strongly defend its great nation.
Iran's envoy to the UN nuclear watchdog, that's Reza Najafi, and century-old records could fall.
We have a heat warning for New York City down towards D.C. up into Boston, where temperatures are going to surpass 100 degrees with the heat indices.
Fox's senior meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.
Team up to clean up in Jowl this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Lee County, in partnership with the Bureau of Land Management and Chevron, bring you this free community cleanup in Jowl, June the 20th through the 23rd from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 3421 New Mexico Highway 18. Bring your yard trimmings, weeds, trash, furniture, mattresses, wood, sheetrock, carpeting, passenger tires, tree limbs, appliances, metal, cardboard, batteries to this cleanup. There are some non-acceptable materials and no commercial business contractors. This is for Lee County residents only. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3421 New Mexico Highway 18. Team up to clean up in Jowl.
Hey, you, bro, look at me. Don't look at the stereo, look at me. Did you know we got some crazy deals over here at Permian Ford? I'm serious. Right now, Super Duties 2024 models are getting blown out, and you're just sitting there. Take off, jump in the ride, do what you got to do. Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, corner of Del Paso and Sanger, up to $10,000 off the select Super Duties that we have left. We got them coming in from different cities. They couldn't get rid of them, folks, and we're going to do it for them right here at Permian Ford Lincoln.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients, and do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
This is Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, where our business is built on dreams and imagination. Right now, the Lincoln County real estate market has more buyers than sellers. What does that mean? It means that the local market of inventory of houses and ranches is low, but we have plenty of buyers ready and willing to purchase properties. So if you've been considering putting something on the market, it's a good time to get top dollar for your investment. Telephone my team of seasoned professionals at 575-257-3000. That's Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, online at rudoso-nm.com.
Dear summer vacay, load up on fun in a new Toyota. 4Runner's an off-road icon. Tundra hauls it all with its tenacious twin-turbo engine. And Tacoma takes adventure straight to the top. Want to ride with sizzling hot style and efficiency? The all-hybrid Camry is revving and ready. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
This is the day, Judah. It's between us now. Yes. This is the day.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
Alexa, yes, I need my news, weather, and sports.
Only one place to go.
Fun has a name, and that name is Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club, now including Bee and Monica and Blake.
Whoa, I'm sweaty, yes I am, so hot and sweaty, yes I am, losing weight, losing pounds, yes I am, I sweated out 50 pounds, where's a fan, skinny like Nicole Richie, ain't that grand, but I ain't as bitchy, yo damn, whoa, I'm sweaty, yes I am, so hot and sweaty, yes I am. Whoa, I'm sweaty, yes I am, so hot and sweaty, yes I am. You know I walked outside, bam, and the sun burned my hide. Now I'm tan, well I'm baking in steam. Yes I am, like a buffalo wing or a leg of lamb. Whoa, I'm sweaty, yes I am, so hot and sweaty, yes I am. Oh, damn, it's hot. Let me get naked here. Give me a bucket of ice. Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying it is not going to get any better. Well, I mean, it's a little better. I mean, it's going to be in the 80s all, for Southeast New Mexico, and the 80s all week. And, yeah, so not terrible.
That's
pretty
probably
much the same in Albuquerque.
That's probably one of the best Ram Jam
yeah.
parodies
they did,
I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, they did an awesome one. They did. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddy and Rebecca Long at Last Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. If you're new to the show and you haven't heard about the At Last Makeup Mirror, I'm encouraging you to go and check it out. AtLastMakeupMirror.com. Very easy to find. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can also check them out. Great videos up on Instagram and Facebook, or you can simply call Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. Look, the original mirror is perfect if you travel a lot It weighs less than 4 pounds, comes in a traveling case. It is perfect. They also have made the one that mounts on the wall. A lot of people wanted the one that is a permanent fixture on the wall, and so they did that. And then Rebecca heard from people that, hey, you ought to have one that's smaller that can fit in the purse. So she just rolled out the pocket mirrors. And there's 2 sizes, smaller one, perfect to go in the pocket, and bigger one that goes in the purse. Smaller one is $29.99. Larger one is $39.99. So go online right now. Check them out at lastmakermirror.com or simply call Rebecca, 575-631-3189. Check them out today. Looks like in New York, Bill Clinton has endorsed Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York City. This is nice. I mean, if Cuomo gets the job, Bill was already offered to help with the interns. He was like, I will look for the interns. I will train the interns. Not a problem. And Bill says Cuomo is a competent leader. Except, of course, he kills the senior citizens. I mean, other than that, he's a competent leader. Yeah, but back to the interns. I will train the interns. I will find the interns. I will make sure they're ready to go. Heat wave expected in New York City this week. Temperatures getting up to about 102. In fact, it's too hot to light off the bombs and stuff. Art participated in ice protest in New York City. It is just way too damn hot. It's already bad. New Yorkers are actually happy to get the finger because then they're getting some shade. They're very happy. It is so hot. Statue of Liberty is hiking up the robe. That's how hot it is in New York. Yeah. Drake admitted to losing a jaw-dropping $125 million in a sports bet over the month. $125 million. Look, I understand when you got money like that. But if I had money like that, I would not just pee it away. That's nuts. $125 million. If it was $12 million, I'd still say. But $125 million? What's his net worth? What is Drake's net worth that he is able to just throw away $125 million? And this is why idiots become broke. This is why people in the NFL and the NBA become broke.
Drake's estimated net worth is $250 million as of 2025.
Wow.
So he just
250. So you done lost half of your net income.
Wow.
On sports betting. Maybe it's time to say you have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. And another rapper, singer, Chris Brown, has pled not guilty to assault charges stemming from a incident in the UK in 2023. The creator of the TV show Everybody Loves Raymond has shared that Peter Boyle's wedding, he was Raymond's dad on that show, and Peter's best man was John Lennon?
Really?
I saw that.
Back in the day, yeah. John Lennon was Peter Boyle's best man. The dad from Everybody Loves Raymond had John Lennon as his best man?
That's probably true.
No, it is true. Definitely true. That's nuts. That's crazy. Small world. Looks like Wallet Hub ranking states according to how they manage their debt. Where do you think New Mexico ranks?
47th.
You think we're 47th? Blake,
Yes.
Where do you think we are?
Of how we manage our debt?
Yeah.
Since most people here on welfare, I don't know if it's going to be higher or lower than that. I can see it.
Well, I think that is the key, because New Mexico actually fared pretty high, 13th on the list, scoring a 51.8 in the land of enchantment, scored a 10.98% when it came to the percentage of trade line delinquencies and 8.7% for the percentage of loan balance delinquencies. Each state compared on those two different metrics in the first quarter of 2025. And so New Mexico ranked 13th, which is not, by the way, the biggest debt delinquency problem is Mississippi. Mississippi can't win for losing. I mean, they really can't. Yeah. But they do have the all-you-can-eat buffet on most Saturday nights for fried catfish and, of course, mustard greens. And you can get cornbread, too. Yeah.
Well, and
Repeat.
You got to head on down to Biloxi. You know.
Yeah, you can get to the casino rather quick. Looks like drunk driver caught on camera fleeing, crashed his car, and this guy is a real piece of work. How many times do you think that you can actually get popped for DWI? His name's Henry Gonzalez, by the way.
In New Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, I know of some people that are 12 to 15 DWIs or more.
Listen,
Man, that's
somebody I used to live with got about 8, 7.
Wow.
8?
That's insane.
Yeah.
8?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, why are they not in jail?
Still had a driver's license?
Yeah.
Still had a driver's license?
Welcome
As a
to
matter
New
of fact,
Mexico.
I helped them get their driver's license by helping them complete. Like, I mean, he had to get one of those things that you have to breathe into before your car starts.
The breathalyzer.
Yeah. So
Monica, can you breathe into it for me? Come on, Monica, do me a solid here. Breathe into it for me. Come on.
But you can't play savior to everybody and everything every time.
Wow, that's crazy. Man facing multiple charges. Look, I don't know if everybody in New Zealand are overachievers, but this dude, a certain part of me is like, congratulations, this guy is an overachiever. He committed 7 burglaries, 2 car thefts, and was involved in 3 crashes in just 40 minutes in New Zealand. This guy is an overachiever. Wow. Police say that it all started about 5:10 in the morning when he broke into a home and then got into a physical confrontation, then fled, and then broke into another home. I mean, this guy is a overachiever. And by the way, the 44-year-old man was arrested after running off. And so 7 early morning burglaries, 2 car thefts, and 3 crashes, all in 40 minutes. Nobody can say this guy is boring. Nobody can say he's boring. Unbelievable. All right, 836. I think we need this in New Mexico. How many times a week are they getting calls about that somebody is stealing all field equipment?
A lot.
Probably a lot. Maybe daily.
It's one of the, if you remember, Kevin, when we were talking to Sheriff Corey Helton and Mike Harrington, they said that the reason that they do these cameras and things is because of the oil field thefts. That's the reason why these counties are investing in those.
So looks like they're passing multiple bills in Texas to deal with oil field theft. Greg Abbott signed 3 bills this month in Midland, saying that it sends a statement that Texas is bringing the full weight of the law, cracking down on oil field theft in the Permian Basin to protect the critical role of energy development and fueling our economy. And how much does this cost taxpayers? They say about $5 million a year.
Oh, wow.
$5 million a year. And if you look, I'm not putting everything into Landman, but there was a huge segment on Landman about oil field theft. about how the cartels steal the trucks and airplanes and all kind of other stuff. I'm not saying that's accurate.
It might be.
But I think
Well,
they're.
maybe.
Yeah, I think they took a part of how much the oil field theft goes on and they wrote it into the script. When is Landman coming back?
Don't know.
I thought it was later on this year, like the fall sometime.
Oh,
But I
okay.
don't know.
Maybe so. All right. Meet the world's highest IQ. Man with the world's highest IQ. Is he a believer? Do you think he believes in God?
I would hope so.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, South Korean Young Hoo Kim declared on his X account, "I believe that Jesus Christ is God,
Wow.
the way and the truth
Happy
of
to be
life." This
surprised.
guy holds the highest IQ in the world. The only problem with this story, it doesn't say how high his IQ is.
Well, and I
I mean,
can't remember where I saw that, but honestly, I thought that it was just somebody poking fun. But that
No.
Yeah,
No.
That's it's,
Yeah, he
it's
posted.
surprising.
He posted. Yeah, he posted. "I believe that Jesus Christ is God, the way and the truth of life." So, the
Well, you know,
highest IQ in the world.
When it comes to high IQ, there's always kind of a split.
Yeah.
In that,
Yeah, most definitely.
It's really interesting, and it's about half believe in God of a religion,
Right?
Sure.
And the other, and it's about half are atheists. They don't believe in any of it.
I
And
agree. Yeah, but Kim cites quantum physics to support the belief in God and the aftermath. So,
Well, that's kind of interesting
that's
too,
pretty-
because when Einstein was doing a lot of theory of relativity and stuff, that's what made him a believer as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get to taking out the trash. Also, we'll get to the text up next. So J.D. Vance said something on before the bombing of Iran. This was the big story before the bombing of Iran. And the Democrats lost their mind because he called Alex Padilla Jose Padilla. It was he wasn't poking fun at him. He wasn't like saying, Jose this or whatever. He just messed up. And so Padilla went on the Sunday shows on Sunday. No, he was making fun of all Hispanics.
No.
By saying Jose?
No.
I don't get that. But the
He
Democrats...
was probably listening to the Johnny Duncan song right before that.
Yeah.
Maybe. So anyway, Democrats lost their mind because J.D. Vance on Friday in Los Angeles referred to Alex Padilla as Jose Padilla. And, it's a simple mistake.
Right.
And, he did say, he was like, I was hoping that Jose Padilla would show up here, but he didn't because he's a grandstander.
Right.
That's why he didn't show up here. And so that's when he said Jose Padilla. Is it really that big of a deal?
Nope.
Are you guys that thin-skinned that you're
Well-
going to call racism by mislabeling somebody's name?
Well, Padilla has already shown that, yeah, he probably is that thin-skinned.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he
maybe.
was, remember
Well,
when
no,
he
went
cried
on
at
the
his little,
Sunday shows.
but remember he cried at his little press conference as he got thrown
To
out.
the floor.
All right, L.A. Sheriff. Did you see the L.A. Sheriff posting up, calling the Iran strikes tragic? By the way, he has since taken that post down. What is the problem in Los Angeles or California as a whole?
I don't know.
What the hell's the matter with you people?
They're
Good question.
They're demonic.
So the sheriff posted this up on X, but soon took it down. And you know what? Say what you want about me. If I post something up, and yes, I know I'm not on Facebook any longer because of this, but you know what? I stand by it. If I post something up, I'm not taking it down. Even if Facebook tells me we're going to ban you for 180 days, I'm still not taking it down because I believe it's the right thing.
Sure.
But this guy took it down after posting it, talking about it's a tragic for what happened with Trump bombing Iran. Our hearts go out to the victims and families impacted. By the way, no victims, no families, just bunkers. Nobody was in the bunkers.
Wow.
So, but you take it down now. So evidently you don't stand by it. Pretty sad. Monica in the text, boob of the day coming up next.
Almost nothing about Landman is accurate, said Jeff from the patch. And then another person said Landman is filming west of Odessa right now. Kevin, they need to also punish the ones who purchased the stolen oil as an accomplice to the crime, says Thumper.
I agree.
And
I agree 100%.
Joe the Vet said, just like Alex Padilla, when I make reference to dumb butts, it means all Democrats. And he should have referred to Padilla as Speedy Gonzalez. Steve B says, it's a safe bet that over 90% of items stolen from the oil field end up in Mexico. Every item that has been stolen and located from us has been located in Mexico or at the border getting ready to go through. Whether it's cartel related or not, it does end up in Mexico. Wow. That is interesting. Wow.
Can we put a tracking device on some of this equipment?
I think that they'll start to do that.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them already have like air tags and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Donald said, my son's DUI case got thrown out, and he still has to have one of those breathing tube things for 6 months.
What is that called? It has a name.
Oh, gosh. What are they called?
Interlock.
Interlock. There you go.
Yeah.
They're not in jail because too many legislators, family, and friends are drunk drivers, said this texter. And John in Ohio says, what alcohol is best to spike a watermelon with?
Moonshine.
Drinking watermelon moonshine. That one?
Vodka. And, you know, back in my drinking days, vodka.
Tahine. No, just playing. Smokey in Arizona said, have y'all heard that some of the nut jobs on the left are calling for Black Betty to be banned because it's racist? There have been a few from the Black community saying there's nothing wrong with the song, and the ones calling it for it to be banned are idiots.
Probably white liberal
Are
women.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Black Betty?
It's called Ram Jam. Name of the song is Ram Jam.
Ram Jam? Oh.
We have to ban the song because...
No, we're not banning it. No. Because white liberal women are upset for the black people.
Steve B sent back a message. He said, we do have air tags on ours. Good.
Oh, really?
And this texter said, my friend got busted with a joint, and he had to get an interlock for a year. A la máquina.
What state was that in?
And Gary from the patch said somebody died of, I had a brother-in-law that had 28 DWIs.
Holy cow.
He died of liver failure. Oh, man, that's tough. Oh, man. Anthony from Roswell said, I bought my wife the Outlast lighted pocket mirror ×1 and ×5 magnification. She said it is amazing. Best thing since a pocket on a shirt. LOL. They are pretty legit. I use mine every other day. He said in New Mexico, the 28 DWIs.
Wow.
New Mexico.
Wow.
And Salty Dog said, wrong, Blake. The band is Ram Jam. I think that's what you said. The band is Ram Jam, not the song. So what's the song?
Black Betty.
Black Betty by Ram Jam. Ram Jam. Long Hair says, we're going to let that play?
Well, no, I was just playing in the background. Okay, they say anything they say they're going to ban.
Thank you, Salty,
I will play it.
by the way.
Thanks, Salty. Is he referring to a drug? Heroin?
I actually know Black Betty. She's awesome.
I know a black lady named Betty.
Yeah.
He's not talking about a black lady named Betty.
She's awesome.
Long Hair says Landman is the most absurd and fakest portrayed show of our industry ever. I have a yard in Pio where the first episode was filmed. So fake, LOL. You know what? I've enjoyed Landman. I can't wait for this second season. I enjoy it, even if it just gives you a glimpse of what it's like out there.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That's all it
Yeah.
should be.
And 3 Apache choppers just landed at the Hobbs Airport. Any news? Says a texter.
You know what my favorite? I'm stuck on the Ram Jam song.
What?
My favorite thing about that is you ask any 4 or 5 people to sing the chorus of that, and you're going to get anything that rhymes with an am in it is what they're going to be singing.
A lot of people think that it's, that it's Bad Company. A lot of people, they don't know the artist. Crazy.
Kevin, they also need to put. Okay, I already read that one. If you really want to know what happened on Saturday, watch Top Gun Maverick. That will explain everything. No lie, whenever I was watching the news and the bombers and all that, I seriously thought of Top Gun Maverick. Honestly, I did. It was incredible. Thank God that offended person doesn't hang around my 94-year-old mother. You should hear what she calls us when she's angry, says Frankie the Badge.
Man.
And
you couldn't have grown up in my damn house.
Oh. Buffy was great in its time. Firefly was good. Cabin in the Woods is the best. See, Holier Than Thou left us. I like when you chime in that way. Not so much Landman is a TV show, not a documentary. Come on, people.
Of course.
To the men. That's right. That's why we're saying, regardless of what accuracy it portrays, it's still a show.
I mean, even like, some of your favorite shows, like SEAL Team. I just finished up season 7 of SEAL Team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exact. It's not, it's not, is it close? Maybe. Wait, SEAL Team is another Sheraton. Yeah, the whole thing. So, Monica, I want to show you this. I found this when we went on vacation. It was right by my car. It is one of those things that go on your wrist.
Okay.
Except it's got a cross, and it's made out of mahogany wood.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I took that as a message from God to remind me
pretty.
And wear this and look down at it every time I'm going to cuss or do something that's that goes against. Yes. And so I
Have
decided,
you been doing well?
No, I'm not doing great.
What he said was, he looks down at it and he goes, "Oh, F that."
I'm just like, oh, man. God bless. All right, we're going to still hear from Chicago. They're very upset with their mayor. And Denver, they have a shortfall. They have to lay off people. I'm going to tell you why. And Des Bryant predicts who's going to the Super Bowl. Who do you think he picked?
Not the Cowboys.
Okay, well, I'll give you the answer coming up in a second. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff. Do you know if you're living in pain, there are alternatives? Look, if you're living in pain and you're searching and everything goes back, you need surgery. Somebody's not talking to you. Well, let me talk to you and tell you. They offer things like ozone therapy. I get ozone injected in my back and knees, and it is amazing. Yes, I've had the injections in my back before. I've had nerves burned in my back. And by the way, none of that works. Ozone works. And I haven't had stem cell done, but stem cell is amazing when it comes to rejuvenating the damage. Yes. And by the way, they use your own stem cell. So get in touch with them today. Talk to Kelly Pfeiffer about everything to do with stem cell. And don't forget, they do hormonal optimization. Ladies, if you're going through menopause, you're already in menopause, and you really need help because you're not yourself anymore. There are things going on, not only with your body, with your emotions, with your mind, and you need help. Go talk to them. Hormonal optimization. And guys, it's pretty much the same with you when it comes to hormonal issues. Yes, guys have hormones. Yes, testosterone is a hormone. And when you don't have enough testosterone in your body, it starts taking away your manly abilities. Not only downstairs, but the way you act changes. You're tired. You have no get up and go. Yeah. Yeah, but downstairs the libido is gone too. Go talk to them about testosterone. Look, testosterone replacement is very safe. If you have somebody that knows what they're doing, a doctor that knows how to bring you in every 3 months for blood work, check your blood, find out where your testosterone is. That's what they do at Desert Functional. 575-964-8025. They're in Hobbs. Check them out today. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Kind of curious how this woman plans to celebrate Independence Day because she's already gone all out. Police in a small town of Busey, Iowa, got an interesting call last Monday. It was about 4:25 in the morning about a naked woman setting an American flag on fire. Yeah. The cops responded. They found 21-year-old Brianna Laird with an American flag tied around her head. She was also not wearing any pants. Oh my God. Nor underwear. The flags were stolen from the city. Sounds like they may have been on display at the city's flagpoles. Unclear why she was burning them, but cops found evidence of drug use, and she was kicking the officers as they tried to restrain her. She was charged with arson, assault, indecent exposure, theft, possession of drug paraphernalia, and desecration of a flag.
So,
and at that time, she was on probation for a 2023 marijuana possession conviction. And in 2022, she was convicted of driving under the influence. And go look at her mugshot. Yeah, the town of Busey is apparently still using digital cameras from the 90s to take their mugshots. You'll see what I mean if you try and go look her up. Yeah, Busey, Iowa. Girl with no pants, burning the flag. Obviously, the grand choice for Boob of the Day.
Being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetic. Des Bryant predicts NFC East. That team will win the Super Bowl, and he's sticking to the Dallas Cowboys. He's not wavering away from his squad, the Dallas Cowboys, saying they're under new leadership. Brian Schottenheimer.
Okay.
He's also saying they've got George Pickens. They've got, they've got CeeDee Lamb. They're ready to go.
Yeah, but the
first-year head coach.
The problem is they got Des Bryant.
Well, Des Bryant is sticking with him. Yeah.
They have a
Mexican truck driver arrested for smuggling 300 pounds of methamphetamine into Texas. Texas Public Safety Special Agents seized approximately $2.4 million worth of meth. As they discovered the drugs in Texas from Mexico, troopers arrested the driver, allegedly smuggling the drugs into the United States. Texas Governor Greg Abbott posted photos of the seizure, and there were 400 bottles of methamphetamine. By the way, driving a Freightliner, 2012 Freightliner, and the driver was from Reynosa and making his way into the United States. Congratulations. By the way, the K9 dog is the champion. He's the one that alerted. And the FBI director, well, he is the deputy director, Bongino, saying the agency has arrested more than 700 rioters. To what I answer, is that it? Because as I watched the Los Angeles riots, you could have probably made 700 in Los Angeles. Me personally, I don't think they're arresting enough people. You have to send that message home that we're going to arrest you. We're going to take you to jail. And Trump slamming Republican Thomas Massey from Kentucky. Called him a loser.
Oh.
I got to ask this question. What the hell happened to Thomas Massey? He used to be one of my favorites.
I know.
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, like a month and a half ago, I don't know if he started doing methamphetamine or crack or maybe it's fentanyl. I don't know. But he sure has changed. People of Kentucky, can we get rid of him and McConnell all in one election? McConnell's already said he's not going to run.
You know, whoever pointed that out earlier, I think Massey, they have a point. He may be.
You think they've been bought?
Maybe. He may be putting himself in for it.
Yeah, maybe. All right, Bill Maher making sense again about The View. We'll get to that coming up next. Monica and the Tex. Then we'll take our break, 8:59.
Do you guys remember Gordon House, the Native American with a ton of DUIs that finally killed a family in Albuquerque? Do you remember? I do remember the name Gordon House.
Well, I think that's just going to show that this state allows a lot of DUIs.
A lot of DUIs and DWIs. John Joseph said Star Trek is realistic.
You know,
to a certain degree.
It's kind of funny because they deal with modern problems.
In 15 years, we can say Terminator is realistic when AI and robots take over.
Amen.
Kevin, they need to also. Oh, I already read that one. I guess I haven't. Did I? I wonder where she had that crack pipe, said Jeffro. And
it's probably prison pocket or purse.
I've driven some cars that when you turn off the dashboard, it says, don't forget to check the back seat. It's on the newer models.
Oh.
Then I'll ask myself, who would forget someone in the back seat? But some people are really pieces of
and sometimes people are so preoccupied with whatever else it is, and they're thinking of themselves only, that they're not paying attention.
I mean, sometimes, and you know what? With phones, it's only made us worse. I mean, look, I'm running late today. I go downstairs. I tell the wife, we got 45 minutes to go eat and for me to get back to the studio. She's looking at her screen. Hey, 45 minutes. Let's go. She looks up. What? Oh, I know my voice is projection. 45 damn minutes. People are so involved in that screen that they're not paying attention. So even with that alert, they'll go, let me get from behind the wheel and get behind the screen. That's exactly what was happening. One more, Monica.
The dude from Lovington says Thomas Massey hasn't changed. He was always a contrarian jerk. Kentucky.
I don't know. He actually had, when this investigation against Hunter Biden, the dude did really well. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, we're going to talk about Tehran. Where is Tehran, Iran, protesters? Were they waving the flag? Were they saying death to America? We'll get to that coming up next. And dismal weekend at the box office for Disney. We'll talk about that. Snow White. We're not even going to talk about Snow White. And Ringo Starr, his son. We'll talk about his son and the America's millionaire population. How many millionaires in America?
A lot.
Think about it. Come up with that number. I'll tell you about it coming up next. 903 KWMW Maljamora, 105.1 FM, 93.5 KWES Ruidoso, KDAZ AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. News this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. They have siding, construction. They do a lot of residential stuff like windows and doors and, your seamless gutters, your roof, your metal roof, shingle roof. They do all of that stuff, but they also do commercial and industrial metal buildings. After all these hailstorms we have had, maybe you're thinking about, maybe I'm going to put up a carport. Maybe I'm going to put up a barn that I can drive all the cars into. Look, these guys do the job right the first time. They have been serving Southeast New Mexico for a long time. And Seminole Siding and Construction is a name you can trust. Give them a call, 575-391-1430. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. 904, we're beyond the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. At around 1:25 a.m. on Sunday, Chavez County, Dexter, and Hagerman first responders were called to a single vehicle crash and had to extricate the driver, the sole occupant of the vehicle. The driver, who had injuries listed as serious, was transported out of the state to hospital via medevac helicopter. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office is handling the DWI investigation, as alcohol is believed to be a contributing factor, and the New Mexico State Police is handling the crash investigation. The Seven Springs fire between Cloudcroft and Mescalero in Otero County continues to burn and is now more than 800 acres with 0% containment. On scene are about 256 personnel with 10 crews, 18 engines, 3 helicopters, 2 water tenders, 1 dozer, and 1 excavator. From the northeast to the southeast corners of the fire, personnel successfully secured existing fire spots, as well as located new spots in the area. Crews also worked in closing gaps in handline from the southern to western portions of the fire over the weekend. And on the western to northeastern front, the fire line has been secured and mop-up operations are underway. With increased humidities and greater potential for rainfall Monday and Tuesday, resources are directing their efforts toward additional mop-up operations, dozer line rehabilitation, and securing hotspots along the northeastern line. Also, the Bayer team mobilizing to the incident is a team of specially trained professionals determining whether stabilization treatments are necessary to mitigate excessive rain runoff. They concentrate on long-term rehabilitation efforts in heavily burned and or particularly steep areas. And a new wildfire was reported in Chavez County on Saturday. The North Sands Ranch Fire, which is north of Highway 380 in eastern Chavez County and north of Caprock between Tatum and Roswell, is listed at around 73 acres burned with no containment. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Guerrilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Guerrilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
This is Daniel Velos, Permian Ford Lincoln, right here in Hobbs, America, corner of Del Paso and Sanger, and it is the final countdown, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2024 F-250, F-350 Super Duty models coming in by the truckloads, and we're going to get rid of them, and we're going to do it right within 20 days. That's right, 20 days to get rid of these bad boys and give you the best deals of the year on Super Duty from Ford. This never happens. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Hit us up right here at Permian Ford Lincoln, corner of Del Paso and Sanger, Hobbs, America.
It's that time of year when our weather is at its most unpredictable, and the City of Hobbs encourages you to be prepared before bad weather strikes. Stay aware of the potential for extreme weather situations. Remember, your safety starts with you. From flooding and hail to high winds, thunderstorms, and even tornadoes, Mother Nature is a force to be reckoned with any time of the year. Have an emergency kit ready, and stay weather aware. Use multiple sources for updates and fail-safes. Apps, local news, and trusted storm trackers are great resources. Keep you and your family safe this stormy season from your City of Hobbs.
Brighton Pediatric Therapy, located at 320 North Turner Street in Hobbs, is a full-service occupational therapy clinic that helps children of all ages. Located inside the Zia Chiropractic building, they specialize in helping children develop the skills they need to grow, play, learn, and thrive for a brighter future. They accept most major health plans, and right now, there is no waiting list to get started. Call them today at 575-964-5109. Brighton Pediatric Therapy, providing your child better skills today for a brighter future tomorrow.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy GMC or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Hot days and cool prices all week at Bob's Ridgeway. Quarter loin pork chops $1.78 a pound. Get choice beef chuck steak $4.88 a pound. Split prior breast just $1.59 a pound. Washington red cherries just $2.99 a pound, and Texas cantaloupe $1.99 each. And get Food Club split top white bread $1.48 a loaf. Simply Orange pulp free orange juice 32 ounce $1.98. Wide awake coffee pods 72 count for just $19.98. And have some milk and cookies with Food Club milk, half gallon, 2 for $4, and specials on sweet pea frosted cookies, edible cookie doughs, Craven sandwich cookies on special, 2 big packs for just $5. It's hot days, cool prices, and cookies and milk all week long with big specials at Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
The following program is for entertainment purposes only.
We don't get fooled again.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford, home of the lifetime Permian powertrain promise. That means your engine and transmission performs for the life that you own the vehicle or it's covered. Fear has 2 meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and ride.
Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying.
Conservative values, conservative talk. On Be in the Breakfast Club, call 877-396-W105.
Listen up, maggots!
Your morning briefing starts now.
Come on, all you people around the world. Billions of you have got to change your passwords. You use your mamas, your sisters, your pets' names too, but they've all been stolen. I just saw it on the news. With your bank account drained and Venmo too, you'll need lots of numbers and those little curly cues. Special characters to start till they're all used up. Got to change your passwords, got to change all the words up. To have a safe password, but you can't use it twice, or you might get burned. Got to change the words up, or they'll be stolen again, and that would really suck.
It is a Parody Monday. I think that's what we're calling that, Parody Monday. It caught me. I had to play it because it caught me in the middle of a bite of my shrimp salad sandwich that was in the fridge. It's my midnight snack. It's midnight right now in the Philippines, so I had to have my snack.
Well, you know,
right,
your time will be changing soon.
Yeah, and I won't have the midnight snacks. On Saturday, Tehran, Iran, protesters waving flags that say "Down with the USA." I don't know. That's the same flags I see in the United States. Down with the USA.
Right.
In Los Angeles, down with the USA. Albuquerque, down with the USA. I see protesters all across the United States, down with the USA.
Yep.
I see foreign flags flying in this country. So what's the difference?
Because the left is full of hate for this country and for their fellow man.
Oh, huh. Looks like Bruce Springsteen plans to release a new solo album. Bruce, your politics and your music don't align, and I'm just, not a fan. Just not a fan anymore. And Americans, how many millionaires we have in America?
I'm gonna say about 30 million.
I'm gonna guess it's about
30 million?
20% of the population, give or take.
So America's millionaire population grew by 379,000 last year. And so we have 23.8 million millionaires in America.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool that we have 23.8 millionaires. How many billionaires do we have? That number gets smaller.
So it gets smaller. So let's say 15.
I'm thinking it's probably maybe 30.
30?
No, I don't know. I have to go look. But I'm betting it. I betting it's more than 100.
No, you're right. You're right. As I think about, okay. So if you look at, Forbes comes out with the richest people in America every year.
Right.
So for a long, long time, Mr. Mac Chase was the richest man in New Mexico.
Right.
But he wasn't a billionaire.
No.
He was like at 919 million. Wasn't a billionaire. So there are other states that didn't have a billionaire either. So
as of 2023, according to Forbes, there were 735 billionaires.
Wow, that's surprising.
I said 15 million.
Yeah, I was way off too. Bill Maher saying that the Democrats need to do something because the view is out of hand. Whoopi Goldberg's comments about Iran are just ridiculous. So Wesley Hunt, the Republican, the African-American Republican from Texas, was on with Bill Maher and hammered Whoopi Goldberg on The View on Friday. And, he was on Bill Maher on Friday, but hammered The View, saying, back to the insanity. And Bill Maher says, look, Democrats need to do something to shut down The View. This is ridiculous. Whoopi Goldberg is saying that, being gay in Iran is the same as being black in America today. And that's way off. Way off. She went on to talk about people being dragged and this and that. That's one occurrence. And I get it. It's one too many. But thank God for somebody like Wesley Hunt, guy that served our country and now he served in the military, now serving in the House, and just a great guy, a patriotic American that can go whatever. All right, major U.S. cities on high alert following the bombing of Iran. Are you worried about being attacked in the United States from a sleeper cell?
I'm worried that there are going to be attacks in the United States. I don't know where they will be, and I don't know how many.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. And part of the problem is we learned this during the bombings in New York, the first bombing of the Trade Center, and we have Muslims that practice religion, and then we have extremists that hate America even though they live in America, so they will hide the sleeper cells.
Right.
But, I mean, look, over the weekend, Albuquerque was out protesting. They were protesting against the president of the United States for him bombing Iran, even though Iran said they want to kill everybody in America.
Mm-hmm. I think that they should all immigrate to Iran.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that would be great. I told somebody that the other day because they said, I back Syria, I back Iran. And I said, well, I think you ought to go fight for them. I think you ought to sign up today.
Mm-hmm.
His response was, I'm too old.
Move there.
Never too old.
Move there. I love the video. I love the video that you put up the other day about the girl that was in the car saying she's going to an LGBTQ protest in wherever it was, and they had her put on the traditional explosive vest. This is a suicide bomber vest. They told her it was a traditional garb for.
People are just so stupid. Looks like 8 people dead. Hot air balloon accident in southern Brazil. So this happened over the weekend in southern part of Brazil, Santa Catarina, and 13 people survived that. There were 21 people on board a hot air balloon.
They can fit that many?
Yeah, well, they said the balloon at some point was carrying up to 35 people.
Wow.
And multiple people dead, 2 people dead after their boat collapsed after a wind. So they were at Lake Tahoe, California. 6 people died. 2 others injured as the boat capsized. Coast Guard searched for the 2 remaining individuals, and it is not looking good. Coast Guard released a statement saying at least 6 people have died when that boat capsized. Supposedly, the weather changed rather quick with high winds and caused the vessel to capsize. Large swell caused the vessel to capsize. All right, Monica, we're going to take a break. We've got to get to good news of the day coming up in a second. Let me play this cut before we take a break. Chicago is mad. Chicago is very mad at their Brandon Johnson, their mayor, and mad at the city council. These are African Americans that are ticked because they're not taking care of them.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in a $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first. Spend our tax dollars to go. Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this house gonna rat? I think not.
Yeah, by the way, wearing a T-shirt that says "Flip to Chicago, flipping the red." Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And over the last week, the latter part of last week, Denver, Colorado, one of the most liberal parts of the Southwest, they discovered. Now, you remember last year, the mayor came out of Denver and said, we are going to have to stop some social services. We can't afford it because it is our job to help out with all these people that have come into our community. So recreation, we're going to cut back on recreation. We're going to cut back on things that, services that we used to provide so we can provide for all these people. Now it's costing them jobs because Denver has to lay off people because they are at a deficit.
This year, whatever decision we make, layoffs are happening at a large scale, right?
Yes, otherwise we would not be here. They are absolutely happening, and they're going to be substantial.
The city of Denver acknowledging mass layoffs. This at the city's Career Service Board meeting this afternoon, where board
mass layoffs, all because they were worried about the Trendy Agua gang members. Oh, wait. The Trendy Agua gang members weren't there, right? That's what they said, even though they were there.
Wow.
But you see two cities that were worried about other people instead of worried about their tax-paying citizens. That's just sad in itself. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come right back. Monica, we'll catch up on the tax and get to the good news of the day. Morning show this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. Find them in Carlsbad. Enjoy the big taco bar made from scratch tortillas. Get those in the stores. May make them multiple times a day because they're fresh, and you're going to love them. Raw shrimp on sale right now, $1.57 a pound. Get the chicken tenders, just $2.97 a pound. Also, the beef bottom round steak, $3.97 a pound. Sirloin cut pork chops, $1.97 a pound. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, just 99 cents. Russet potatoes, $1.99 for a 5-pound bag. Green bell peppers, 3 for $1. And the produce department, they've got you covered with honey wheat bread, split top, 1 loaf, $1.68. Also, get from the deli department, get turkey breast, $7.49 a pound. Virginia honey ham for just $5.99 a pound. And the mild cheddar cheese, just $7.49 a pound. Also, big savings. Get Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite. Get it all today. 6-pack, half-liter bottles. Get 2 for just $10. Get it all at La Tienda Thriftway in Carlsbad. We're coming right back. We're BM, the Breakfast Club. Good news up next.
News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump posting monumental damage to all nuclear sites in Iran, obliteration, as Israeli forces follow up on U.S. Operation Midnight Hammer, pounding the regime's organs of internal repression. Markets open on oil watch as Iran's parliament votes to retaliate by closing the Strait of Hormuz to shipping with a fifth of the world's oil. But that would harm Iran's main client, China, not as much as the U.S. GOP Congressman August Pfluger tells Fox.
I think we've degraded Iran, and what I hope is that whatever their retaliation is, that we meet that with full force. And the president has levied a warning to him about what that could look like.
President Trump meets his National Security Council today. The American Pope Leo raising concerns about AI, saying it must serve humanity, not diminish it. An MIT survey found using ChatGPT for essays reduced brain engagement. America's listening to Fox News.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Guerrilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Guerrilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Are your kids riding safely? Did you know 3 out of 4 car seats are used incorrectly? Car seat inspection events happen all around New Mexico, free of charge by the NMDOT Traffic Safety Division. Certified child passenger safety technicians give parents and caregivers personal instruction on installation and use of your car seat. Make sure your kids are safe passengers. Go to safernm.org to find an event near you. Brought to you by this station and the NMBA.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
I love Water Mania at Cliffs Amusement Park. It's really fun, and there are tons of cool water slides. I love it when me and my friends are under the big bucket of water and get so soaked.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Over 30 rides and attractions makes Cliffs a blast for everyone. You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Be one with fun.
Our favorite boys from Texas are back. The Emmy Award-winning Texas Tenors invite you to celebrate a huge milestone with them. 15 years together. Bring the whole family and celebrate at the Spencer Theater on July 5th. Get your tickets online at spencertheater.com or by calling the box office at 575-336-4800. We'll see you at the Spencer.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Available now at Benny's Western Store in Artesia. New guns, used guns, lots and lots of guns are arriving weekly at Benny's. They still have plenty of boots, hats, shirts, and jeans, as well as purses and accessories for the ladies. Don't forget that Benny's always has free gift wrapping. Benny's Western Store, 205 West Main in Artesia.
Come out to the 69th Annual Smoky Bear Stampede, July 2nd through July 5th at the completely redesigned Lincoln County Fairgrounds in Capitan, New Mexico. This event will have nightly open rodeos, daily ranch rodeos, along with a youth ranch rodeo. There will be an additional $20,000 jackpot added to the average jackpot, which is $2,500 to each event. Come out on July 4th for their annual parade along Smoky Bear Boulevard at 10 a.m. and meet Capitan Smokey Bear each night at the rodeo. They'll have nightly performances by Charo Daniel Castro, mutton busting, calf scramble, food, shopping, and much more. They'll have nightly dances from 9 p.m. to midnight. Event admission is $12 for adults and $8 for seniors and kids 6 to 12. It's the 69th Annual Smoky Bear Stampede in Capitan, New Mexico. Follow them on Facebook or SmokyBearStampede.com. This ad is paid for by the Lincoln County Lodger Stats.
This show is powered by Permian Ford. Stop by and see Daniel Bellis today.
Snooze. Need more snooze.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Substantial penalty for early withdrawal. Listen to the end, because you might, miss something. Be part of the show. Call 877-396-W105.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes today. Proud sponsor, good news of the day.
The Animal Rescue League of Iowa saved a lost chicken that was hanging out by the front of a door of Buffalo Wild Wings last week. I wonder if she escaped from the girl with no pants that was burning the flag. They joked that the hen was obviously confused when it ended up at Buffalo Wild Wings. Study found that plastic bag bans at grocery stores really can make a difference, they say. They say that areas with bans or fees for bags see up to a 47% drop in the number of bags at shorelines, like the oceans. They don't end up in the ocean. Okay.
See, it's working, Carlsbad.
Sure. There's only a 2-mile stretch of plastic out there. A potty mouth parrot in Massachusetts is in the news because he won't stop swearing. I like this bird. But a ton of people want him anyway. I would be in that group. Someone surrendered him to an animal shelter, and he keeps dropping 4-letter words all the time. More than 50 people from all over the U.S. and Canada have filled out forms to adopt him. Kevin, we might need to get him to be our mascot.
I think it needs to be the official mascot of being the Breakfast Club.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Sign us up for that list, too. Anyway, that is the good effing news of the day.
There you go. We're out of here. We're late. Tradio is coming up next. Russ Black gets very uppity if he's a little late. So we're out of here. Monica, we'll see you tomorrow. Blake, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of you. Residential, commercial, really doesn't matter. Look, if you are counting on your insurance, counting on your air condition or insurance, either one of them, but if you're counting on your air condition and the air condition is not doing well, give them a call, 575-631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Tradio up next. Let's check in with news.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. At around 1:25 a.m. on